Channel 2, Friday Night Football, WSBTV.com. Yeah, I got my eye on the ring, we've been preparing forever. We will come out on top as a team, we're together. We've been in the weight room, hot sun, hard work, 2 a days, blood, sweat, and tears with my coaches and teammates. Friday night high school football, yeah, we're under the lights. The biggest games of the season in the zone tonight. Rivalries, they run deep, classic battles on the field, stands packed with the fans. I give my all right here, cause in this moment, I gotta put all my heart in it till the game's finished. And I got to win in position. The cheerleaders, the band, and supporters behind me. Our team is a family, got my brothers beside me. Channel 2 and live football on the screen tonight. All our favorite guys with the call on the mic. There's a chill up in the air through the roar of the crowd. You better bring your A game. We protect this house. It's one goal, one championship you wanna claim. So leave your heart on the field and keep your head in the game. Get ready, Georgia, cause it's going down tonight. We worked all season long for the game of our life.
Praise the Lord, it's a heavenly night in the Powder Springs area of Cobb County as the 4-2 Indians of McEachern welcome in the Wolfpack of North Paulding on what is homecoming night here at McEachern. Hello everybody, and thanks so much for joining us alongside DJ Shockley. I'm Van Earl Wright. Now, don't be fooled by the 3-4 record of the Wolfpack, because this is a team that has been putting up huge numbers, mainly because their quarterback has been on fire all season, DJ.
Yeah, you talk about North Paulding, you got to start with Kyle Banks, the big-time quarterback whose numbers are off the charts this year. You can see that. He's played well. He's spreading the ball around to a lot of different guys. His teammates love him, and I like him because he's a smart kid, a 4.0 plus grade point average. He has the perfect demeanor to play quarterback. He's calm, he's cool. But there's 3 things I want to see out of him tonight. I want to see him poised, I want to see him be accurate, and also be a great decision maker with the ball in his hand. If he can do that, he has a chance to come into this McEachern-led team and come up with a big win. But it's going to be tough, but if he can do it, have a good night.
He's thrown for 2,500 yards, first in the state of Georgia, 8th in the country. On the other side of the football, the Indians of McEachern, they started off slow with 2 consecutive losses, but they had been on fire because they had been adjusting, and now it looks like they have fully adjusted to their offense without that superstar Taj Griffin.
He is a dynamic player, but one guy who stepped into his void is TJ Rahming, and he's a spectacular player for him. When you see him tonight, you're going to be very impressed, as I was. We saw him a few weeks back. Very impressed the way he gets in and out of his routes. He's quick, he's fluent, and he understands how to get open in certain zone coverages. So I like seeing him. But the biggest thing about him, he averages 19.1 yards a catch.
Wow.
He has that big play ability. He has to continue that tonight versus North Paulding team, and they can get another win.
And he has been the #1 receiver for McEachern quarterback Bailey Hockman. This looks like it's going to be a good one. We're glad you're with us on week 8 of Friday Night Football here on WSBTV.com. The kickoff is next.
Family close to the heart. Let's pause for a moment. Remember to keep 5 alive.
Man, it's so stupid. He's gonna be able to. You got 35. You got 32. Yeah, that looks like
94.
That looks like 8 or 9. That's 9. 9.
Number 9. Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9. 25 and 30. 25 and 32.
35 and 32 is what I got. It's what you see. That's what you see.
35 and 32. Back at Walter Cantrell Stadium. on what is basically a college campus. Not really a high school campus, but that's basically how this facility started out back in the early 1900s. An agricultural and mechanical college, and then was transformed into a high school. There is North Paulding head coach Scott Jones in his third year as leader of the Wolfpack, but he has plenty of head coaching experience coming in to this job. He's been 5 years at South Cobb, 10 years at Kennesaw Mountain. Overall, his record is 91-82 as a head coach, and he led North Paulding to its first ever region title, but they're a relatively new school, just been around since 2008.
Yeah, but they've been impressive, though. They've done some good things this season. I know their record doesn't show it, but as you can see, McEachern running to the field. His team is playing at a high level as well. Should be a good ball game tonight, Van Earl.
Absolutely. The Wolfpack of North Paulding with a 3-4 overall record, 2-1 in the region, and as DJ mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it begins and ends with number 7, their quarterback Kyle Banks. 2,498 passing yards, but he's got plenty of weapons around him. His leading receiver is number 2, DJ Owens. He's 4th in the state in receiving yardage with 837. He's also got Brad Swan. He wears number 1. Dylan Altonria, 32. Justin Chauvin, number 9. And the main carrier of the football on the ground, Meshach Mays.
You talked about some impressive players, Van Earl. They got them. They got some guys who can make some big plays, especially down the field. You just talked about Kyle being able to throw the football. It's going to be an interesting night, especially playing against a McEachern defense that's pretty good. I'm looking forward to see. You see TJ Rahming right there, number 21. We talked about in the open. This is going to be a great night for high school football, everybody. So stick around and watch this. It's going to be pretty good.
Absolutely. The Big Indian right there in the end zone, opposite end of the scoreboard here at Cantrell Stadium. And there is Kyle Hockman, who is in his 7th year as head coach of the McEachern football program, an overall record of 58-18, and he comes from a football family. He played football for his dad in Ohio, and his dad went on to be a member of the Sports Hall of Fame in that Buckeye State. He also, does Kyle Hockman, have a sister who is a double major in aerospace and physics at Georgia Tech.
That sounds like my major. Actually, probably my minor.
That was your major when you were a 5-year-old playing with toys. What are you talking about?
Aerospace was my minor. Come on.
Kyle readily admitted that the sisters definitely got the brains of the family. The boys got the football brains. Number 40 is Reese Noble for North Paulding. He's a 5'10", just 146-pound junior, and he will handle the kickoff duties for the Wolfpack as they try to get back to 500 for this 2014 season. Week 8. Oh, it starts off with an onside kick. He got a good bounce. Ball is still loose on the ground, and it looks like McEachern might have come up with it, but a good idea to start off the football game.
Oh, man, I can't believe they didn't get that football. They had at least 2 or 3 chances to get that football. That's a start you like right there. That's a coach on the road saying, I'm not holding anything back. That's an impressive gut check call right there early in this ball game, and they had a chance. I mean, great call. Great kick, great bounce for them, just didn't come up with it.
Great idea, missed opportunity. McEachern recovers, so they'll start it off. Under quarterback Bailey Hockman, number 10, just a sophomore. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 38. Immediately going to the air. Hockman right down the middle looking for Rahming. Beautiful throw. He's got him. Rahming stumbles inside the 5 and taken down. He'll be right at the 1-yard line. McEachern coming out with a statement of their own.
When you got an explosive player like Rahming, you find ways to draw him up good plays. And you see they had double coverage on him, but a good job of Bailey laying it out there, letting him go get it. Even with double cover, you see the rollout.
Immediately going to the air. Hockman right down the middle looking for Rahming.
Beautiful. He almost gets into the end zone, just short of it, but that's the way you start a ball game. and they try to start it big on you.
They mark it at the 3, and now they go right up the middle with Sam Jackson. And he goes right to the doorstep, but stops shy of the goal line. The pass to Raming was good for 59 yards, and McEachern ready to continue with the up-tempo attack offensively.
North Paulding had the momentum almost coming out with that onside kick, and McEachern took it right back with the deep ball.
Hockman to Jackson, he's in there, touchdown McEachern. Only took 48 seconds for the Indians to get on the board here in week 8. Sam Jackson with the honors for the Indians.
That looked easy. That looked very easy for McEachern, but the big play was made by the big throw by Hockman and Raming. We talked about these guys being special players, and you can see just an excellent job of him getting into the zone. McEachern looks to go up by 7 here with the extra point.
Cesar Dominguez with the extra point. It is good. He's now 26 out of 28 in that department, and McEachern jumps out to a 7-0 lead here on WSBTV.com.
Local physical therapy and sports medicine resource. PT Solutions is passionate about helping our athletes stay in the game and returning them to competition quickly.
Oh yeah, you can't hear it. This is soundproof right here.
Thank you for choosing and supporting PT Solutions Physical Therapy. Go Indians.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, listen to him. He's getting cocky now, DJ. Uh-huh. The praise and compliments start pouring in, and the Hawkeye.
From the Hawkeye. He just bombed over Baghdad.
48 seconds into this Friday night football affair, and the McEachern Indians are on top thanks to a 3-play 60-yard drive that was capped off by Sam Jackson, taking it in from 1 yard out. But both coaches coming out slinging, DJ.
Yeah, they both coming out with some big punches. North Paulding tried the onside kick, wasn't successful. McEachern says, I take that one and I give you another with the deep ball to Raming for 59. Early score here.
Cesar Dominguez, the junior kicker for the Indians, will boot it away. Number 1, back to field it. He does, and he is stopped shy of the 10. Brad Swan returning that kick for the Wolfpack of North Paulding. Now it's a chance to check out Kyle Banks, leading passer for passing yards in the state of Georgia, and number 8 in the entire country with 2 shy of 2,500. Kyle Banks wears number 7.
Safe to say they're going to throw it a little bit tonight, Van.
Exactly.
I mean, look at those numbers. He's done a good job of taking care of the football with only
Exactly.
2 picks, so he's a good decision maker.
1st and 10 from the 10. They keep it on the ground on first down, and lots of room on the right side. That's Meshach Mays, the leading ball carrier in the rushing category for the Wolfpack. Huge gain of 31 yards.
Meshach is known to pick up big-time yard. Look at you see his average is almost 5 yards a carry there, 600 yards. So he's known for picking up chunks of yardage, and he does it on his first play. Both these offenses, high tempo, get you going, big plays. You see North Paulding right back at it.
All the way out to the 41-yard line. A fresh set of downs for the Wolfpack. And again, keeping it. No, I was faked out. They faked it to Mays, and they're throwing it up top. Complete to DJ Owens, and he's in for the score. Oh, my goodness. A 59-yard touchdown toss from Banks to DJ Owens.
You got to love the play call. I love the play call on that. So much trickery, so much stuff going on. and he just throws it deep for an excellent. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Kyle Banks, look at this, the play action, then he throws it deep. I mean, this is just a great job with DJ Owens running by the defensive backs. This is running gun here tonight, baby.
Absolutely. This is going to be fun if this keeps up. Extra point for North Paulding is good. And we have barely played 1 minute of football, 1 minute and 12 seconds, and we've got 2 scores. We're tied at 7. DJ Owens, the receiver of the touchdown catch. Holy cow, what a blazing start we're off to here for Week 8 of Friday Night Football on WSBTV.com. It's a 7-7 ball game, 1 minute and 12 seconds into the contest as Reese Noble lines up to kick it away for the Wolfpack. Fielded in the end zone, but that's an automatic touchback in high school football, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Indians. How about this touchdown play and, more impressively, the ball fake to Mays?
For me, it's 4th of July. They fake the screen to the right, then come back with the big play action. Cornerback, safety, both looking in the backfield on the run. Owens runs right by him for the huge TD. I feel like it's 4th of July, all these fireworks right now.
There you go.
I'm loving this ball game right now.
Notice how I complimented Kyle Banks' ball fake to his running back Mays, since I was totally faked out on the play. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 20. Bailey Hockman looking to throw. Over the middle, he's got number 27, Kaheem Ellerby. A gain of 29 yards.
Kaheem coming across on nothing but a crossing route. No pressure on Bailey Hockman, standing back in the pocket, delivering a nice, easy pass across the middle. Khalil making a good run after the catch, actually. You see Bailey Hockman numbers on the season. He's done a good job of taking care of the football, and he likes to sling it as well.
That was Ellerby's first catch of the season, a wide open hole for the running back Wagbara. He's inside the 30-yard line of North Paulding, but we got a flag on the play. Michael Wagbara took over as the principal. Referee Mike Boyd letting us know that nice run by Wagbara will be wiped off the books. Penalty on the home team, McEachern. It'll back them up 10 more yards. But McEachern, of course, lost their star player, Taj Griffin, on opening night. Tore a knee ligament, knocked out for the season, already committed to Oregon. I mean, you talk about a dazzling kid. Man, was he fun to watch, and his speed and quickness just a step above everybody on the field that night. Really has been. But Wagbara has taken over as the principal ball carrier on the ground, and he's done a good job, averaging 4.9 a carry. So after the penalty, it's 1st and 17 for the Indians of McEachern. They keep it on the ground. There's Wagbara, and after I give him so much praise, he's dropped for a loss.
They hear you talking about him up there. They hear you talking about, you see number 38 getting in on the action.
Javier Williams.
Yeah, Javier doing a good job from his outside linebacker position. Coming close and making a good play in the backfield. That's what they got to get him going. You see Javier Williams' stats on the season. He's done a good job, 53 tackles. He's going to add to his tackles for loss with that big play. But that's what they got to do to stop an offense like this. Get them before they get going.
So after the loss of 5 yards, now 2nd and 22 for the Indians. Play fake. Hockman over the middle. A little low. Intended for Jeremiah Shaw.
Jeremiah Shaw, I know the ball was a little low. He had to come up with this pass. They had exactly what they wanted. One-on-one backside, safety in the middle of the field. Running what you call a skinny post or a bang 8. Off his 7-step, that ball's coming out. Bailey could have put it on his chest, but that's definitely a catchable pass. He has to come down with that.
Now a 3rd and really long for the Indians. Working from their own 37-yard line. Little screen to Wagbar. He's got a blocker out in front. Wagbar looking for some more room and taken down at the 49-yard line. Well short of what was needed for a first down despite the gain of 12 yards.
Not much you could do on 3rd and 22. Trying to pick up a first down. Screen is probably your best call. Screen or draw, and you come out and good job of North Paulding just swarming to the football, corralling him, not allowing him to get upfield. Good job of Wagbar as well, trying to pick up as much as he can.
That was Tremaine Ankrum, the left tackle, trying to get out there in front. I mean, he was providing some good blocking, but he can't block 3 guys at one time. So the North Paulding defense up to the challenge and forcing McEachern into their first punt of the night. Bailey Hockman, the quarterback, also handles the punting duties, and he's been averaging just under 42 yards a punt. The longest of the season for Hockman, 57. That's impressive, too, and a timeout on the field.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job. And you see the student section here. They got to be pretty excited how this game has started. I think they're missing the O in their wolf pack right there.
He must be in the restroom. I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't know if you...
Oh, he's got his back to us, DJ. There's the O. He's the leader. He's trying to organize everybody. O for organizational duties.
The wolf pack. Are you part of the wolf pack, Vanner?
No, no. I'm not part of the wolf pack. I'm just here to let you know what they're up to.
Hey, get your lanes. Get your lanes. Get your lanes.
I should never seen Hangover, huh? The wolf pack? Huh? Never seen Hangover?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. I just
Part
don't
of the
remember. Yeah,
no
sorry.
Jägermeister for you? No.
Dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff.
It was dangerous for the Wolfpack as well.
So after the timeout, Hockman again lined up for the punt. 8:46 to go in this first period. Hockman not only left-handed with the arm, left-footed with the kicks. Gets a good bounce, has a teammate down there to down it inside the 5 all the way down to the 3-yard line. Excellent kick by Bailey Hockman. Puts the Wolfpack deep in a hole in their own zone. A kick of 46 yards, a little bit better than what he's been averaging.
They're gonna need all that yardage comparing to what they did in the last series.
No kidding. 2
big plays, and it was a house call. Looks like they come into this ball game with some stuff up their sleeve already. They brought it out in the second play.
Well, this is a football team, the one in the white uniforms, that is coming off a loss a week ago when they gave up 72 points. Wow.
Yeah, Hillgrove went out and played really well. They put up a lot of points themselves, but 70.
That's tough. That's tough for a defense to handle. Ball carrier on first down. Number 23 for the Wolfpack, Meshach Mays.
Meshach's going to be the primary guy tonight. He's got over 100 carries on the season, 7 touchdowns, so he's a huge part of the offense when they're not throwing it, but he also can catch out the backfield as well with a lot of yards catching as well.
Good pickup on first down, out to the 9-yard line. Little swing pass on the left side. Oh, the ball is on the ground, and it winds up in that. No, they're calling the runner down. Number 2, DJ Owens, the recipient of the touchdown toss from Banks a few minutes ago.
Yeah, good call by the side judge. They're calling him down. He actually was thrown to the ground. As he hit the ground, the ball came out. But a good job here picking up the first down. Nothing but a simple swing pass to the outside of Owens.
And here we go. After the gain of 9, a fresh set of downs for the Wolfpack. Mays, the ball carrier, right up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. Greeting him, Willie Dean, number 98, as well as Tavon Johnson, the 275-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, Coach talked about how physical he is, the high energy level that he has up front. Coming to the season, there's 3 sacks. I'm talking about number 52, Tavon there. 3 sacks on the season already, so he's done a good job of tackling behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11 for North Paulding. Banks to throw, complete. Brad Swan, the receiver.
I'm actually liking what I'm seeing
Yep,
from
that's
this,
another first down, DJ, after the gain of 12.
from this North Paulding offense. They actually formationally set up that backside slant. We had nobody in that zone area to pick up the backside slant, and it's kind of a easy throw and catch for your quarterback.
Line of scrimmage now, the 28-yard line. North Paulding again on the move and drawing Tavon Johnson off sides for 5 free yards for the Wolfpack.
This offense will take anything they can get. They're an already explosive offense that likes to move the football down the field in a rapid pace, but moving 5 yards. Looks like it's going to be on the defense, huh? They saw the defense move first.
Nope. On the offense.
Yeah, offense. Excuse me, offense. Yeah, offense moved first.
I thought defense moved myself, but it's 5 yards of illegal procedure. So instead of the 5 free yards, they're backed up inside their 25 to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. 1st and 15 for the Wolfpack. Under 8 minutes to go. Kyle Banks, pump fake, I should say, complete on what looked like a post pattern across the 40-yard line. Receiver Justin Chauvin.
Good job of him delivering that football right in the middle of that seam there. They pumped the outside go route to try to move that safety. He moved him a little bit, but a good job of Justin actually catching that football in traffic and securing it for another first down after a 1st and 15.
Gain of 15 on the play. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack from their own 41-yard line. Swing pass out to the left side. Chauvin, the receiver. If it takes us a while to identify the North Paulding football players, it's because of the really poor fashion decision of silver numbers on white background. Can we get some navy blue numbers on the white jerseys, please?
You see the numbers on Justin this season. He's done a good job as well catching the football. He's a key part of the offense as well. They spread it out pretty good on this offense.
Less than 6 to go now in the first period, and this North Paulding offense is sizzling because they are high tempo. Meshach Mays, the ball carrier on that first down play, picking up 6 yards on the play.
And that's what a high tempo offense does for you. It doesn't allow you to do a lot of things defensively. You got to be kind of stagnant and just sit there and allow the offense to dictate how this game is going to go.
2nd and 4 for North Paulding. Kyle Banks, empty backfield. 4 wide up top for the Wolfpack. Banks chased out of the pocket. McEachern with the pressure, and Banks wisely throws it away, but there's a flag in the offensive backfield, and that usually means holding. Our referee is Mike Boyd. Oh, the holding on the defense that time. Kyle Hockman, McEachern head coach, obviously not happy with that decision.
You don't really hear about too many holdings on defense, especially in high school. You see them a lot on the next level in NFL and college, but you don't see too many in the high school level, and I can see why Coach Hockman just isn't happy about that.
That'll move the line of scrimmage all the way down to the 33 of McEachern, and yet another fresh set of downs for the Wolfpack. They are on the move, looking to take the lead. You're about to watch the 9th play of this drive. Up the middle to Mays, a huge hole showing the speed inside the 15-yard line for Meshach Mays. And the Wolfpack continues to roll down the field.
Meshach has some giddy up and go. He finds a hole, he hits it, and he's north and south immediately.
Boom.
That's a good job up front of those guys sealing off the linebacker. You see the first guy that gets to him is somebody in the secondary, Dylan Helmington, number 13.
Gain of 20 yards, another first down, and this time penetration into the backfield from linebacker Courtney Mills results in a no gain, maybe a loss of a yard. Mills, number 22, just a sophomore, and he comes in with 28 tackles.
They tried to go back to the well one too many times right there. They just busted it. You can see McEachern came with a little stunt there to get some penetration. A good job of Mills being there for that play.
Loss of 1 makes it a 2nd and 11 for the Wolfpack. Right wide receiver screen complete on the left side to Brad Swan, and he is stacked up pretty much immediately after making the catch.
They did a good job. They're trying to run a tunnel screen here, especially with the motion going away. All their eyes are going away from where the play is really going to go, and a good job of them staying at home and getting to Brad Swan on that tunnel screen.
Picks up a couple of yards, so now it is 3rd and 9 for the Wolfpack. Banks again to throw, has a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, North Paulding. Dylan Altenrieth, the junior tight end.
I can't wait till we show the replay to see this route. This route was outstanding. It's one of the routes you teach on the next level. He gave him some good head action going to the right, like he was going to run a corner route, and it snuck right behind him. That's just an excellent, what we call a POCO route down in the end zone.
A what route?
POCO.
Okay. POCO because?
POCO because you go corner, you go back to the post. POCO, baby.
I like it. Extra point try is good. Reese Noble taking care of business, 2 for 2 in the PAT category. 4:35 remaining in the first period. A shootout is on here on WSBTV.com. That's good.
Noble to kick off for North Paulding. Back deep to receive number 21, TJ Roming.
I tried to tell you, DJ, that the 3-4 record for the Wolfpack was a little misleading.
You called it. You definitely said it.
Their first scoring drive took 2 plays in 19 seconds. That scoring drive, as the kickoff is fielded by TJ Roming, he brings it out and is taken down, and he fumbles the football, and it's recovered by the Wolfpack of North Paulding inside the red zone of McEachern. A huge break for the visitors in white.
The home team is in trouble right now. The momentum is all in the team with the white North Paulding. This is going to be something here. McEachern coming in with all the hype. North Paulding said, we don't care anything about the hype, and you're being at home on homecoming. We coming to wreak homecoming.
Tyler Fry, number 91, recovering that loose ball, the 6-foot junior for the Wolfpack, and he has set up his offense at the 17-yard line of McEachern. Kyle Banks again working in an empty backfield. He's got 2 to his left and 3 to his right. A receiver in motion. That's Mays setting up in the tailback position. Banks, oh, he's got his pass picked off. That's TJ Roming down the left side. Check that, Tyler Woodley, and he is gone for the McEachern score. Holy cow, are we riding an emotional roller coaster here at McEachern High.
What a turn of events. I mean, you just get the big turnover on the kickoff thing. You're finna go up by 14. Now it's tied up. You can't put that on the quarterback. Kyle did a good job hitting right in the hands, and a good job of just being in position, being right there for the play. Is Tyler Woodley making a play on the deflection and putting his team right back in it, regaining that momentum they just lost.
Wow. 83 yards on the pick six for Tyler Woodley, the senior cornerback for the Indians. Dominguez on for the extra point to tie it up. Up. And no good. So it's a 1-point North Paulding ball game, but a huge lift for the home team, courtesy of Tyler Woodley on the 83-yard interception return for the score. A shootout in full gear here on WSBTV.com.
Beat that.
Hand me another water, please, you bastard. You're supposed to be a quarterback, not a DB.
And I beat the damn baby.
What'd you say? I love it.
Oh, this is the type of game I like to see.
You're keeping up with the big plays? Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't write any names for the first one, though. I just wrote big plays. You got the names?
We'll know them by then.
Oh, yeah, the big one. The first one was Owens and Rahming.
The first one was Rahming.
That's what I said, Rahming and Owens. Right.
And then Austin Reed from the TD. And now Tyler Woodley.
These are the big guys on the kick. That deep for North Paulding is number 1, Brad Swan.
DJ and I still trying to catch our breath after this sizzling start. Less than 8 minutes of football. We've had 4 touchdowns. We've had a 2-play 90-yard drive, a 12-play 97-yard drive, scoring drive, and we just had an 83-yard pick six for the Indians. Extra point was missed. North Paulding leads by 1. Kickoff fielded inside the 10. Bobbled, but then handled by Brad Swan, and he gets it outside of the 30-yard line. Good field position for the Wolfpack.
And here's the great thing about it. It's still the first quarter.
Exactly.
If this continues, we're going to need a nap at halftime.
I believe we will.
And here's the big play. It's right off his hands. Nothing but an out route. And they're in man coverage. Just a good job right there of being in perfect position as Woodley to make the interception. Cal Banks can't be mad because he put that ball exactly where he needed to put it. Just could have come down with it with Archer.
Well, don't even consider the idea that Banks might be a little shy because that man has been throwing the ball all over the football field all season long through their first 7 games, and just like that, they put it on the ground on first down. Meshach Mays, the ball carrier, as we hit the 4-minute mark. And there you see number 99, Julian Rochester, 6'5", 290 pounds, and offers from all of the elite programs in college football.
6 sacks on the year, Banner. He's all over the place, too.
Banks. Oh, his pass is picked off again. Second straight pass that Banks has had picked off by the McEachern defense. Nick DeMassimo, the middle linebacker, dropping back in coverage and coming through in a huge way. His first interception of the year.
You talking about an interception? This guy looked like a receiver on this play. This is just an excellent play. You don't expect middle linebackers to be able to react to the football the way Nick did on that particular play. That's just an excellent job of being in position, and then while you're in position, make the play when the ball is there.
Wow. Came in as the leading tackler with 50 tackles on the season. He is the quarterback of the defense as the middle linebacker, and he just made a huge play as Bailey Hockman is dropped for a loss on first down. There's the Wolfpack middle linebacker, Dale Craig, with his 3rd sack of the season.
Well, Paul is just trying to weather the storm right now, because right now they're getting punched back in the mouth. They're trying to weather the storm. You see Dale Craig, what he's done on the season. He's right on cue. We just talked about what's going on the other side with Julian Rochester. He is in that same mode, can make plays all over the field as well. Most teams don't like to run at him as they do Julian as well.
A loss of 10 on the play, so it's 2nd and 20. Hockman back to the air. Has TJ Roming down the right side, but the pass was underthrown. Good coverage provided by Bill Quan Walton, a junior cornerback.
Got a flag on the play.
Five yards against the offense. That'll make it 2nd and forever as the line of scrimmage is moved back to the 42-yard line. 42 and a half. Less than 3 to go in the first period. And I've already broken a sweat. Non-stop action. Up-tempo offense for both of these high school football teams. Bailey Hockman, the quarterback now for the Indians. Handoff to Wagbara. Banged at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Maybe a loss of 8. A.J. Scott, the senior defensive end, in on that tackle.
Yeah, and one thing when we talked to Coach about A.J. Scott, he said he's very quick off the edge, as you can see right there, coming down the line, making the play, crashing down on it. You got to wonder if Bailey's going to pull it one time or another just to keep him honest. But that's a good job of A.J. Scott coming down the line of scrimmage, making a play on the running back before he gets a full head of steam downhill.
Got a timeout on the field. That's a good call, DJ, because that's what the spread offense is all about. That defensive end comes crashing. Time for the quarterback to pull it out and run it. So 3rd now and 24 as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Hockman has some time now, moving around, now stepping up. Keeping his eyes downfield. Throwing it over the middle and in and out of the hands intended for Jeremiah Shaw, but a flag comes out right at the end of the play.
I think he may get one of the linemen downfield there. Yep, that's a call, yep. That's the only thing about when you're scrambling around so much like that. The offensive guys don't know when you're going to run, or you may take off the field, so they look to go make a block and they go past where they need to be in the pocket. So, I mean, it's a good job of Bailey trying to find time, trying to find an open guy. On that particular play, I saw they had TJ Roming triple team to the top side of the field. And you can see why that's his primary receiver. They weren't able to get it to him.
So on 4th and 29, Hockman and the Indians will have to kick it away. Deep man for the Wolfpack. DJ Owens. Hockman gets another favorable bounce on the punt and puts it all the way down to the 16-yard line, the 11-yard line of North Paulding.
Down to the 11-yard line.
So with 1:47 to go, after a 44-yard punt, North Paulding and the state's top passer, Kyle Banks, has plenty of time to get on the board yet again if they can protect the football.
Well, we started this game, it was all McEachern making the big play, and North Paulding responded with another big play. Now we feel like this game is kind of easing down. They're trying to slow down a little bit. The guys are trying to get a feel of each other. But offensively, both teams still like to sling it around.
1st and 10 from the 11 for North Paulding. Banks back to throw. Moving to his right. Has to get rid of it as he was in his own end zone and about to be dropped for safety. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and a flag does come out.
Oh, man, I think they're going to get it for intentional grounding.
Gotta be. Referee Mike Boyd.
Was he in the end zone, though, Van Earl? That's the question.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah.
And a safety. Intentional grounding from the end zone results in the automatic safety. Crucial mistake by Kyle Banks, the junior quarterback for Scott Jones and the North Paulding Wolfpack.
And here's the interesting thing about it is, you may wonder, well, he was outside the pocket. Well, in high school football, it doesn't matter. You got to have somebody in the area if you're throwing it away, and that's the downfall there. So now we see 3 straight series that have gone wrong for this North Paulding offense. can McEachern capitalize on it again? I know they've got a couple big-time points off of it, but it's tough right now. It's tough for North Paulding offense. 2 interceptions and now the safety.
Kyle Hockman and his team was trailing by a point after a failed PAT, but now with the safety, they lead the ball game by a single digit at 15-14.
Not only do you not get the football back, you got to kick it away, and they're going to have great field position. And McEachern, since that first drive, haven't really done much. T.J. Rahman's turned it over on the kickoff return previously, and then they was able to get it back on the interception. But North Paulding shooting themselves in the foot right now. They could be up by so much more, but they're just shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers and now the intentional grounding. McEachern will get great field position.
Reese Noble has teed it up. Ball at his own 20-yard line. Trying to get as much leg to it as possible. Fielded at the McEachern 20 by T.J. Rahman. And he gets it all the way out to the 42-yard line. So excellent field position for the Indians with 92 seconds remaining in the first period.
In the first quarter. It seems like it's been a long time, but when you have big,
we might be here a little while.
When you have big explosive plays, as both these teams are having, not much time to get around the clock because they're both throwing the football really well, and the clock's going to stop. So seems like a long time, but we're still in the first quarter and a lot more plays to be made.
1st and 10 from their own 42 for Hockman and the Indians. That's Wagbar in the backfield, number 24. Wagbar gets the ball, but a whistle blew the play dead. And of course, you know, the clock stops with a lot of passing attacks, but the clock also stops with the referees trying to take over as stars of the show. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for stopping by.
Everybody that watches our game knows that Van Earl is not a fan of the laundry on the field.
I'm not. That's true. I'm just not a fan of an excessive amount of laundry. I know we have to follow the rules, but let's just keep the football game going, boys. 1st and 15, complete on the left side for Hockman to Tyler Smith, another outstanding skill player for the Indians, just a sophomore, 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Yeah, you got to like that. You got him on the outside versus Jermaine Franklin. You see Tyler Smith's number. All these guys can make a lot of plays with the football. 16.8 yards in catch. He made a guy miss and picked up 12, 13 yards on that play.
17 yards.
17.
Exactly. Huge hole for Wagbar, carrying it inside the 30-yard line of North Paulding. They'll stop the clock to move the sticks, and then they'll resume it very quickly. A gain of 16 for number 24 in blue.
The thing about when they run the football is gaping holes. Gaping holes for him to run through. Wagbar has had 10, 15 yards before he gets touched.
Hockman looking for the quick throw. Not sure if he was intended to go to Rami or Jeremiah Shaw. Both of them look like they were in the line of fire.
Yeah.
Incompletion stops the clock at 57 seconds.
I think he's trying to go outside. He's trying to get the football
to Jeremiah Shaw.
Trying to get the ball to Jeremiah on the outside on the hitch route like they did previously and make a play one-on-one, but just a little bit off on that one.
2nd and 10 from the 29. Back to the ground game. Wagbar, a good move. And then taken down, number 66 for North Paulding. Braylon Fisher.
It's a good job right there, Braylon, plugging that gap because we've talked about how they've done a poor job of stopping McEachern's offense, especially when they run the football. So a good job of Braylon stepping in there and plugging that gap and being sound on his position.
Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd and 7 for the Indians. Hockman now tucks and runs, gets inside the 15, inside the 10, still on his feet. And stopped at the 1-yard line. Looked like he got into the end zone to me. I don't know what that line judge or back judge is looking at. A gain of 25 yards. It looked like it was 26 for a score.
The decision making, that's what I talked about earlier in the ball game. I want to see him make good decisions. Decides to tuck this football and run. Nothing's wrong with this tucking the football. See, doesn't get in right here at the end. Looks like he got in.
Looks like he got into me.
The ref might have saw his knee go down, but from up here, it looked like he got in the zone.
Bailey Hockman, big run. Now 1st and goal. They get it all the way down to the 1, and the quarter expires. And look at Hockman. He's been over. I got to go back down to the other end, 99 yards. Good Lord. A shootout is underway on WSBTV.com. It's a 1-point McEachern ball game, and they're on the doorstep to add to their lead.
Minutes for that first quarter. We're going to be here because this game here going to last, boy. They throwing it around. Oh, hey, it ain't going to change. It's still 20 minutes. It's been homecoming last 3 weeks.
It's tough because they're moving fast. I've frankly lost track of all the big plays by now. Xavier Reddick, number 91, is a running back. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 220 pounds, and this is the first time I can remember being in the game on offense for the Indians, DJ.
Yeah, man, you both. I was just saying the same thing. 91 is usually not a number you see coming into the ball game as a running back.
Handoff to 37, Josh Ohanu, 33, my mistake, Quay Holmes, and he's in for the score, his 2nd touchdown of the season.
From a yard out, you got to like the call. Get it in the zone. Don't play around with it. Don't try to throw it. Get in the zone right now and get ahead of the scoreboard right now. So now you're up just because of some penalties and some turnovers by the North Paulding team. Now you're back on top and you got the momentum back here on homecoming here in McEachern.
Rodriguez trying to make it an 8-point ball game, and he does. 22-14 after a 1-yard touchdown run on the first play of the second quarter. And McEachern adding to their lead, 22-14 here on WSBTV.com. Okay, thanks. I can't remember, was it off a turnover? Yes, it was off a fumble. Off the safety.
Off the intentional grounding.
Thank you.
Turn up. You got some more Gatorade?
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. I have to stay well hydrated where this was going, baby. Another potato. Potato. That man, they don't need to eat nothing. That man attacked some food back there.
Who you talking about?
The guy who's sitting right over here when he come back. The man ate their food, their clothes. Smash it.
After a 45-minute first quarter, 4 seconds into the second quarter, and the 5th touchdown of the game has been scored. 3rd scored by McEachern. They come in with a 4-2 record, owners of a 4-game winning streak. They've been on fire lately. And after a torrid start by both ball clubs, McEachern has settled down and taken control of the contest. Rodriguez with a short kick, fielded at the 19 by North Paulding, and taken down. It'll be marked at the 21-yard line of the Wolfpack. The scoring drive for the Indians, 6 plays, a minute 35, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run, courtesy of Quay Holmes.
North Paulding, here you go. Here's your 4th series now. 3 consecutive series of turning the football over and turning to points for McEachern. Can this series be a little bit better?
Kyle Banks and the offense has already put together one 12-play drive, and there you see Julian Rochester, number 99, the man-child, off the left defensive end position for the Indians. My goodness.
Well, that's a big individual right there. You see his stats on your 6 sacks, 20 solo,
no,
19
39
solo
tackles.
I mean, it's
19 solo.
This guy, coach, teams run away from him. They have to try to find ways to get him in the ball game to make plays.
Well, he came down the line on that first down play.
He's a huge individual. 6'5", 290, Van Earl?
Yes. 2nd and 9. Meshack Mays also hit hard at the line of scrimmage by the other defensive end, Fitz Watley, a senior who's already committed to Coastal Carolina.
McEachern seems like they've settled in now. They think they got a good rhythm on what North Paulding's trying to do. Obviously, they're gonna come out and try to do something different here on 3rd and long. But McEachern has settled in on defense, and they're stopping the run game. But here's where they struggle when they're throwing it.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 10. Corner blitz. Banks avoids it, completes the pass. That's Meshack Mays, who carries it out close to the 40-yard line. Plenty enough for another Wolfpack first down after the 16-yard gain.
Kind of similar to what McEachern tried to do on 3rd and 22, but now they only had 3rd and 11 or 12 and was able to pick up the first down. So good call on 3rd and long to pick up the first down and keep this chains moving, keep your defense off the field a little bit.
The pitch left side to Mays. Picked up 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for North Paulding.
This is a productive drive already for North Paulding. They haven't turned it over, haven't done anything to hurt themselves as far as penalties or take them backwards to keep them behind the chains. Steady plays going forward, continue to move forward. Big 2nd down play here to get something going.
2nd down for the Wolfpack. Mays, the ball carrier, up the middle and stopped, maybe a gain of 1 for number 23 in white.
Now comes another 3rd and long situation, not like the previous, but now 3rd and long again. They're going to throw it again. McEachern has to be very weary of another screen or maybe a wide receiver screen, but Bailey's done a good job of throwing it downfield already. Excuse me, Kyle has done a good job of throwing it downfield already, so we'll see.
3rd and 7. Banks moving to his right. Has a receiver, but threw it away. Picked off, but out of bounds. That's Tyler Woodley, who's already got a pick 6 in the game for McEachern. Intended receiver was Meshack Mays out of the backfield, so that'll result in a 4th and 7 and a punt for North Paulding.
I love the effort by Tyler Woodley. He's trying to get a 2nd interception. Kyle has to make sure he gets his ball all the way out of bounds. He does, but he has to make sure now. You don't want to give these guys any more momentum, but you got Romney back deep again. Dangerous player on the back end.
Tanner Sheffield comes on to punt. End over end, fielded by Romney at his own 25, picks up a couple of blocks. A flag comes out on the play as Romney gets it out to the 35-yard line, but it might be a block in the back, as it usually is on a kick return when there's a penalty.
Yeah, to bring this from all the way back, probably go all the way half the distance, because that was a pretty brutal hit on the back end.
Romney, number 21, has already committed to Duke University to pay. Nope, they wave it off. No foul on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 36-yard line. I was about to say T.J. Romney as you take a look at the injured North Paulding football player. That's a junior by the name of Jackson Daniel.
Good to see Jackson walk off, but you can obviously see he's in some type of pain. Usually get the wind knocked out of him pretty good there. Hopefully he's okay and he gets out of here and is able to come back in the ball game. But he's in some pain right now.
So we thought it was going to be a block in the back. Maybe Daniel was the victim of that, but then they waved it off and decided no penalty after all.
I guess it was a clean hit. I mean,
there you go.
We saw him get hit, and sometimes those type of hits on those kicks are really dangerous.
Really brutal too.
But you just only hope he's okay. And obviously it was a legal hit because they waved it off.
9.5 to go in the first half. McEachern with an 8-point lead. They've got the football again, 1st and 10 at their own 36. Hockman, plenty of time, going downfield, way downfield, intended for Tyler Smith. Slashing across the field, but the pass a little beyond his reach.
For a quarterback like Bailey Hockman, you cannot give him time to sit back there and survey the field. He had all day to survey that field. He might have been his last read coming all the way back across the field on the post. North Paulding has to get some pressure on him now. You see that they're only rushing 3 guys, and a good job of offensive lineman to giving him time. You can't allow
look at
that.
this. This is about a 65, 70-yard toss, man.
I mean, he's got a strong arm.
That's a sophomore.
No doubt about it. He got a strong arm.
2nd and 10. Quick throw this time, complete to Tyler Smith, and he is off and running, and he will not be caught. Touchdown, McEachern.
Simple slant route, just bad coverage on the back end. Number 18, Jermaine Franklin has to do a better job of closing space. He's the guy who got beat on the back end. Nothing but one-on-one on the backside and a slant. He never closed space on the receiver. Too much space, and he's going to take it to the house every time. Good pass by Bailey, delivering it right in his chest. Easy touchdown for McEachern there.
Tyler Smith with his 7th TD catch of the year, a 64-yard scoring play for the Indians. The point after is good, and McEachern, ranked number 8 in the state of Georgia, living up to that ranking as they increase their lead to a margin of 15. You're watching Friday Night Football on WSBTV.com. Let me see this sheet. You're going to need another card. There's 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
I'm definitely going to start writing it down.
Oh, man. Four touchdowns by the team in blue, the home team, the Indians of McEachern. The last one, a 64-yard TD toss from Hockman to Smith. Also a safety and a missed extra point thrown in there for McEachern, resulting in their 29-point total. And they lead by 15 over the Wolfpack as Rodriguez boots it away. Fielded at the 1-yard line by North Paulding. That's Swan. He is met and dropped at the 22. So once again, it's an opportunity for Kyle Banks and the North Paulding offense. But let's take a look at the scoring play, DJ.
Nothing but a backside slant. Easy pitch and catch. This is what you do in Pascal. You see number 18, Franklin, never closed space on a receiver and allowed an easy catch and throw. And after that, it's just track action to get to the end zone.
Kyle Banks, the North Paulding quarterback, number 7, joined in the backfield by Meshach Mays. They need to put together A sustained drive to get some rhythm and get back in this ball game before it gets away from them and they fumble it on first down, and there's it picked up and almost taken in on a scoop and score right there on the scene. Fitz Watley, the senior defensive end.
When it rains, it pours, and that's exactly what's happening right now for North Paulding. They can't even get out their own way. This is nothing to do with McEachern. This is simple handoff between Meshack and Kyle. They've done this 1,000 times, and it's just magnified today by things that are going on, and just giving McEachern easy field position.
Fourth turnover of the game for the Wolfpack. Results in a 1st and goal for the Indians from the 10-yard line. Hockman on first down. Oh, he was almost picked off. The pass was too high for Tyler Smith. There on the scene, cornerback Andrew Hayward, and he almost turned the tide.
McEachern comes out and runs the exact same play that they scored on previously, and they're just giving him too much room out here. Franklin has to get up on him, exactly. You have to get up on him and not allow him just free access to that slant route. 2nd
and 10, they keep it on the ground. Wagbar is tagged hard by the linebacker. Number 4, Hunter Scoggins, he's the strong safety. He came up and stopped the run.
Much needed right here. If anything, they got to hold him to 3 points at least. You can't allow 7 points right now. You're still in this ball game. You're down a couple scores, but right now you got to know Bailey wants to throw it into the zone. We haven't heard T.J. Roming's name in a long time. They got to find a way to get him the football, especially down here in the end zone, so we'll see.
3rd and goal for the Indians at the 7. Hockman, play action. Moving to his right, throwing back across his body, in and out of the hands of number 81, C.J. Wyndham.
Good job of putting some pressure finally on Bailey, forcing his field goal. A good job of him getting some pressure. He had some time, though. They come with the trickery up front, and you see they get a little action there up front and allow him to get off his spot. You can't allow Bailey to stand there. Going to his right, that's tough for a lefty, going to his right hand, trying to get his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and just end up being a little bit high.
So a first field goal opportunity for Rodriguez for the Indians. He's 3 of 3 on the year. Make that 4 of 4 as the home team increases their lead 32-14. Indians beginning to pull away, bringing back nightmares of a week ago for the Wolfpack. Friday Night Football on WSBTV.com.
$50. On track for all those 70 again.
Sports Zone Friday at 11:20 only on Channel 2. Meantime, watch this game live right now as it's streaming on WSBTV.com. Download the free WSB Channel 2 app over at WSBTV.com and watch the game live from your team on your smartphone. Sports Zone Friday at WSBTV.com. It's high school football coverage you can count on.
Because they put the ball down 7 yards on his screen. Well, this is arguably the worst call of the entire season for me. But I'm trying to get better.
Told you about them cubes in your throat.
Cesar Dominguez on the kick for McEachern. Back deep to receive for North Paulding, number 1, Brad Swan.
There's the McEachern student section. Feeling good, loving life, and living large, baby. Their team on homecoming 2014, leading by 18.
Been a good night to be an Indian so far.
Rodriguez, strong kick into the end zone, automatic touchback. Fielded 1 yard deep in the end zone, but again, that's automatic. 26 unanswered points for McEachern. They've been on fire, and don't forget, It was a week ago when that team you're looking at right now, the team in white, North Paulding, had 72 points scored on them by another power in this region, Hillgrove. Ouch, 72 points. You know that those kids got to be thinking about that a little bit, DJ.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
1st and 10, Kyle Banks to his left. Wide receiver screen complete to Brad Swan. Good run after the catch across the 25.
Yeah, Brad doing a good job. Extra effort running through a couple tackles on the outside. Nobody blocked the corner. No problem for Brad Swan. I'll run over him and keep going. So good job of them trying to get the football in his hand.
Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Swan and the Wolfpack. Bishak Mays, the ball carrier, picks up a couple back up the middle.
You can see they're trying to control this game now. I mean, I know they're down by a lot, but they got to find a way to slow this ball game down because McEachern is running away at a high level right now with their offense. But right now, North Paulding is, you heard the 26 unanswered. It's all because of him.
3rd and 3. Looking for the screen to Mays. Ooh, tracked down by Andrew Tarver and slammed to the turf. That's a 300-pound, 6'2" Andrew Tarver. Good Lord, man. These kids are in high school.
Big boys, and you can see Julian Rochester just pushing his guy into the quarterback's lap, forcing him to throw that football out quicker than he wanted to. But here again, they try to go for the screen on the 3rd and long, and McEachern was ready for it. They did that on the previous drive and were successful, but this time not so much because you got big Andrew Tarver running down the line, running guys down.
There you see Scott Jones in his 4th year at North Paulding. As they have to kick it away again. TJ Roming back deep. A short kick will hit the ground at the 49 and bounce out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 44 of McEachern as the Indian offense once again retakes the field behind quarterback Bailey Hockman, number 10 in blue.
This offense can do anything they want right now. They run the football good with Walkbar. They're throwing it outside to a couple big-time receivers they got in Roming. And I mean, just they got guys all over the field making plays for them. Tyler Smith, you see Reddick. I mean, you see a lot of guys who are doing some good things for them. North Paulding got to come up with a stop.
Yes, they do. Play action, and this time Hockman will be dragged down. Good play by Dale Craig as he got into the backfield and dropped Hockman for a loss.
That's kind of similar to what we talked about earlier. Fake that and kind of pull it to keep them honest, but that time they played everything good. They actually played the quarterback, so maybe Bailey could have gave that ball up. I'm not sure if it was the design run, but that's one of those situations where he probably wishes he gave it on that particular play.
Loss of 5 results in 2nd and 15 for Hockman and the Indians. Center Greg Austin slow to get back into formation. Now we're ready to go. Hockman again to the air. Moving around, looking for a receiver, and he finds one. That's number 27, Kahiem Ellerby, with his 2nd reception of the game. And his 2nd reception of the season, I should say.
When I talked about in the open about being calm, being poised, I talked about that from Kyle, but right now we're seeing that from Bailey. Even though he gets flushed out of the pocket, does a good job of slinging it outside, giving this guy a good catchable football, and that's going to his left-hand side, so that's a favorable side for him to get that football out quick.
19-yard gain down to the 42 of North Paulding. Good breaking of the tackle by Sam Jackson. Lots of running room. Gets some blocks from his wideouts and gets it down all the way to the 27-yard line. Nice run on the screen after the catch by Sam Jackson. A gain of 15 for the Indians.
And they come with the delayed draw here, and they had him stopped in the backfield, but the extra effort by Sam Jackson to get away from him and break that arm tackle. It's just a good run there, just a good play on his behalf. You see what he's done on the season. He's a productive and very highly elusive player for McEachern.
1st and 10 for the Indians. Hockman tracked down this time nowhere to go. A.J. Scott, the defensive end, making another good play for the Wolfpack defense.
And that's what we talked about earlier. They got to get to Bailey. You can't allow him to sit back there and survey the field. They finally come with a blitz and bring more than 3 or 4, and that's a 14-yard loss on the sack. And good job of them actually coming after him, not allowing him to see what's going on down the field, because when he does that, he hurts people.
Moves it back all the way to the 40-yard line and results in a 2nd and 23 as we approach the 4.5-minute mark. And referee Mike Boyd calls timeout on the field. No penalty, no flag. Oh, just a sideline warning against the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack got to get back over there. They always got a guy over there who says, get back, coach. Get back, coach, not doing his job over there.
That's his first and last name, huh? Get back?
Get back, coach. That's all you know him as.
Hockman. Complete right side to Rahming. Look at the quick moves down the right sideline. And the speed for DJ Rahming. Fighting for the end zone. Touchdown, McEachern. What a play by 21 in blue.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. That's not even fair. That move was stupid. That's what you call ridiculous in a bottle. I mean, just him one-on-one on the outside. The DB had him pinned to the sideline, and he gave him the stutter step to the outside back in, and the speed, once he got around him, the speed is just beyond crazy.
40-yard touchdown play courtesy of T.J. Rahming. The PAT makes it a 39-14 McEachern ball game. The commit to Duke University, dazzling with his display on WSBTV.com. Okay, let me hold on to that.
That just one ain't cool right there. That dude gonna watch that on film and just feel terrible.
TJ's gonna feel really good.
He was like this.
Coming back with the replay after the kickoff. Still more than 4 minutes to play in the first half of this high school football game, and already 53 points have been scored. 39 by the Indians, 32 unanswered. And after the kickoff, we're going to show you a 40-yard touchdown play from McEachern that you'll be thankful you get to see again.
Oh, man.
Nice socks for Rodriguez.
That's going to be on somebody's highlight film named T.J. Rahming, I'm telling you.
Kickoff fielded at the goal line. Swan puts the football on the ground. Looks like North Paulding might have recovered.
They call him down. They call him down.
Call him down at the 19. No fumble on the play, but check out this display of quickness and speed from 21 in blue, DJ.
It's called ridiculous in the bottle right here. He hasn't pinned to the sideline. This is one-on-one. I got you. I'm around you, and I'm down the sideline, outrunning all angles. Grabbed his T-shirt and dragged him for the last 5 yards. That just makes you say, wow.
That could be the best highlight of the season so far.
Easily.
Bishak Mays breaks a tackle on the edge. Picks up good yardage on first down for the Wolfpack.
North Paulding's offense has just completely sputtered the last 5 or 6 drives. Started with the turnovers, and now they just can't get anything going since those 3-4 turnovers they had consecutive in the series.
Second and 2 for North Paulding. Staying on the ground. Good penetration into the backfield from Courtney Mills. That's worth another look, courtesy of T.J. Rami. This individual effort is just fantastic.
I mean, I'm sure the defensive back is not going to like this, but I'm saying you got to stop it. That's what's happening. That move is just
oh man.
That's what you call getting shook at your jock strap right there.
That's right.
Oh, man.
And then the speed to run by everybody else. Wow.
Bill Cornwallen is not going to like the film once he watched that.
Now 3rd and 4 for the Wolfpack as they try to get back into the game. Big throw by Banks, and it's picked off. Dylan Hamilton, a backup safety for the Indians, picks up his second INT of the season.
Well, I guess when it rains, it pours, and here comes the tropical storm right now if you're North Paulding. I mean, Kyle he is not synced in. He's not dialed in right now. Things are not going his way, and just a miscommunication. 2 guys had the chance at that interception. They're just back there ball hawking now.
McEachern takes over at the 41-yard line of North Paulding with 3 minutes 17 left in the second quarter.
Well, whenever you have 5 turnovers in the first half, this is kind of what can happen for you.
Turnovers, man, just killers. 1st and 10 for Hockman. Going deep down the right side. He's got Shaw, who leaps and makes the catch. Does he get it in? No, he's denied, taken down at the 1-yard line. A 40-yard toss from Hockman to Shaw.
Man, you ever seen the commercial? You ever seen the commercial where the little kid says, "Freaky"? That's exactly what just happened on this play here. Bailey says, "I'm gonna throw it up, give my guy a chance." Freaky! I mean, that's just going up and getting it. That's a heck of a catch, man. That's Bailey believing in his players on the outside.
Beautiful catch by Shaw, and a whistle blew the play dead. Shaw is a senior wideout. As far as we know, no commits, but you got to believe he'll be receiving some offers. Just send that one play out.
Man, after we saw TJ's play, we thought that was pretty spectacular. They come back the next drive, and I think we have a 1A and a 1B right now.
We do. That was the next play. That was a first down play after the last touchdown. Now they're on the doorstep again, looking to cross the 40-point barrier in the first half. Hockman with the fade, intended for Smith. He comes down with it. Touchdown, McEachern. Wow. Athletes on display on a Friday night on WSBTV.com. Amazing stuff that you're watching, and the students of McEachern love it.
They're just putting on a show right now on homecoming for this crowd. I mean, the plays they're making right now are just off the charts. Guys are making just plays that they can only dream about making in the dreams, and they're making them reality right now. Wow.
Rodriguez on again for his 6th PAT, and he converts. Little less than 3 minutes to go in the first half. McEachern dominating by 32.
That's their
6th touchdown.
6th straight
No.
7th
5. touchdown.
E-boys on a record for like 92 points right now.
7th. But 6 times 6 would be 36.
You got a safety too, remember?
Yeah, but they missed a PAT. That should be 42. No, it should be 45. 42 divided by 6 is 7 touchdowns.
Paulding, number 1, Brad Swan.
46 points for McEachern. And there's still 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first half. And Rodriguez's leg is going to be tired. He's definitely going to have to change socks, which is going to disappoint me in my fashion awareness. Low kick this time and into the end zone for the automatic touchback. Swan unable to bring it out. Okay, seriously, you had 72 scored on you a week ago, DJ, so you're Scott Jones and you're the head coach of North Paulding. I mean, you got to keep fighting, but what in the world are you telling your kids?
I mean, it's tough because you got one-on-one plays that you're just not making. You're in position on all these plays, and you're just not making it. Offensively, you just turning it over, and what do you expect? I mean, you can't expect to be in the ball game when you have 5 turnovers in the first half.
Turnovers are always the killer in football, no doubt about it. Personnel confusion for McEachern. They fix it. Now we're ready to go. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Wolfpack. Slant pattern complete to Swan. Good strong run again for Swan after the catch. A gain of 9 for North Paulding.
Swan's tough to bring down. You see guys get around him. He always seems to fall forward. These are easy pitch and catch that I think they got to have for Kyle to get back in rhythm, because right now he is completely out of rhythm and not in sync. Sure part of the game right here, man.
Looks like the center, Jackson Daniel, moved the football a little too quick. See there, Mike, I beat you to the call. And I made it a lot faster than you did, pal. Get out of the way. We're ready to see some more football. I'm kidding, Mike. We love having you around. Penalty of 5 yards. Makes it 1st and 15 for North Paulding. Bishak Mays, the ball carrier, and nowhere to go as another flag comes flying in.
That play happened so fast and so quick. I'm not sure how you could hold somebody in that small of an area when everything got crowded up.
Face mask
There
on
we
the
go.
defense.
There we go. I just knew there was no way you can hold somebody that quick.
Coach Kyle, you're up 32.
Say you're okay, Coach. You're okay.
Yeah, you're all right.
Say don't worry about
You're
it.
fine. Little sly smile. Don't shake your head.
Coach don't believe it. The coaches never, they never let off that pedal, man.
Never.
That pedal is always to the floor.
Oh, my goodness. First and 10 now. Kyle Banks. Delayed screen complete to DJ Owens, the Wolfpack's leading receiver. But I believe that's just his 3rd catch on the night. Came in with 49 for the season.
Yeah, Malik Jordan, number 25, was just right in his hip on that play. Nobody came out to block him. You see DJ Owens' stats on it. He's caught a couple good passes tonight, but Malik Jordan was in his pocket that time.
Banks again. In and out of the hands. Intended for 32. That's Dylan Alton-Rieth. He's caught a touchdown pass tonight, but he couldn't hold on to that one.
Yeah, that touchdown pass seemed like so long ago. He almost had a chance to catch that one, though. It's been a good effort. Would have been a good catch if he came down with it. He actually had his hands on it. You see Dylan numbers on the season. He had a good chance to get his hands up on it, just couldn't hold on to it.
3rd down. Banks scrambling around. Looks like he's going to tuck and run, but come up short of the 1st down. He got it out to the 36-yard line. They needed to get to the 40.
I like the decision. Nobody was open. Don't try to force anything else. Things haven't gone your way in the first half. Continue to continue to make good decisions. Big fourth down here. I'm not sure they really want to go for it. Still got a minute left in the half. Well, a lot of time for McEachern, but at the other spectrum of it, you haven't stopped McEachern either. But would you want to give them the short field or the long field? Whichever one you like, but McEachern's done a good job once they got it. Big call here on fourth down.
It'll be 4th and 4, and that's why Scott Jones.
Okay? Know how to line up to it. Watching where the tackles lined up out wide. They went for it against last game in the same exact spot. You gotta watch the ball. Safe if we're gonna do it. Stay out there until we know. We're blue. Up on the face. Blue face.
That's defensive coordinator Brian Minish in his 5th year for McEachern. He sounds like a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's still coaching hard. Coaches, I don't think, look at the scoreboard. They just worry about coaching their players on each particular play. And you see he's almost going hoarse because he's coaching them out. But you see Kyle's coming back on the field for this fourth down play. They're actually going to go for it here on fourth down.
It'll be 4th and 4 for the Wolfpack. 1:23 to go in the half. Line of scrimmage, the 36-yard line. Banks with the pump fake over the middle. The receiver stopped on the route and took a major shot, and the defense will be flagged for it, intended for Justin Chauvin, the sophomore receiver. Could have been a shot to the head, and 2 flags came out after he took the hit.
If DeMarcus Morgan is playing in the National Football League right now, his pocket is a lot lighter right now because of this, and it looked, like you said, like a helmet-to-helmet, bang-bang play. You can see it's a tight window here Kyle's trying to fit it into. Oh, yeah, he definitely led with the helmet straight to his face mask, so that's definitely a big 15-yarder right there. You got to hope he's okay. He looks like he's in a little pain as well, but I tell you, that hurts right there, going face-to-face when the guy's not even expecting him.
Dylan Hamilton, the guilty party, a senior defensive back for the Indians. That's one flag I don't mind being thrown. Because the receiver, the receiver's looking back for the pass, a defenseless player.
Absolutely. You got to protect the guy, especially run across. If you're going to hit him, use your shoulder.
Right.
Don't use your head. Just for your safety as well as a defensive back, you never know what can happen. You snap your head back or get a concussion. Got to make sure you're a little bit more careful. I know it's tough in the heat of the moment, but you gotta think shoulder first and not helmet.
Personal foul moves the line of scrimmage into McEachern territory. First time the Wolfpack has been into Indian territory in a while. 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Rochester chasing Banks out of the pocket. No telling what Banks was thinking with that big defensive end coming in on it.
He said, man, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Look at Rochester. He's already got the Bane face mask from Batman on. Look at that. That's a big guy running after you. I just throw it away as well. I've been in that feeling before, Kyle. Trust me. I know what that feeling feels like.
2nd and 10. Banks looking for the underneath route to Brad Swan. Pass was off the mark. Julian Rochester, number 99 in blue, DJ, 6'5", 290. He's a junior, and he's already 6'5", 290. Offers from Georgia, Alabama, Florida State, South Carolina.
Man is only a junior. That's not
only a junior.
That's not right either.
And you can tell he can lose some weight and trim up a little bit, but can you imagine him 2 years with that big frame? 3rd and 10 for North Paulding. Pump fake. Complete to Swan. Down inside the 15-yard line. A beautifully thrown ball and right into the hands of number 1 in white.
You're right about that, and that's actually a great catch and a great throw as well. Great coverage on the outside. Cal dropped this ball, what we call in the bucket. I mean,
Beauty.
he has great position right there. Andrew Hayward, number 18, has good position, but sometimes a better throw is hard to defend.
36-yard play, and the Wolfpack has some life. Ball is at the 13-yard line. Big boost to the morale of the Wolfpack. Let's see if they can convert. Banks into the end zone and almost picked off as Banks made a poor decision by throwing into double coverage.
He's sitting back there waiting on it. He's in cover 2 back here, so the safety is just eyeing this corner out. A little too much air. He's able to undercut it, and that could have been another 99-yard touchdown. Could have been the 6th turnover, but he couldn't hold on to it. I'm sure he's going to be – Brian is not going to be happy about that when he sees it on film, how he could have had a lot of running room in front of him.
So now 2nd and 10 for North Paulding on what will be the 11th play of the drive. Oh, my goodness. Another whistle blows the play dead. I don't see a flag.
They knew that would perturb you, so I think they wanted to just call that.
Just giving McEachern a chance to substitute? I'm kidding. I sound bitter, but I'm not. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Oh, Mays had a little space, but he took his eyes off the ball. Incomplete, and nobody's more frustrated than 2-3.
Meshack saw the end zone. That's what he saw. He took his head up at that last possible moment. Knew he had to catch. Just got to secure it first, then use your eyes to get upfield. He's thinking about the first guy he was going to shake to get into the end zone. That's what was going on.
So now a 3rd and 10 for the Wolfpack. Play action to Mays. Rolling right. Banks looking for a receiver. Had one for a brief moment. That's Swan on the right side. But again, good coverage in the defensive backfield by the Indians.
Not much there. Not much there at all. McEachern actually had that play really well. They tried to flood that zone with 3 receivers, and McEachern was there and ready for it. So a good job of them not allowing North Paulding to get an end zone here, but another 4th down play here. They converted last time because of the illegal hit. So another 4th down here. They can get the 1st down without scoring.
44 seconds remain in the first half. Banks sidestepping some rushers, tucking, and unable to get to the 3-yard line, which is what he needed to do for a 1st down, so the ball will go over on downs with 40 seconds remaining, ending a 13-play drive with 0 points.
That's disappointing if you're North Paulding to get all the way down there, convert on some big 3rd downs, and you had a couple 4th downs, and this is just a tough way not to be able to convert on it. Maybe could have had his check down to Meshack there to pick up the 10 he needed, but just not enough. Just a long first half for Cal.
And the entire Wolfpack team.
You're right about that. That's not all on Cal. This whole offense and defense has had a rough first half.
40 seconds to go. Tyler Smith lined up at quarterback, but there seems to be confusion. And timeout has been called by McEachern. No Bailey Hockman on the field. Tyler Smith, the usual wideout, who does play some quarterback for the Indians, was not sure what the play was going to be from head coach Kyle Hockman, who does call the plays. Van Spence is the offensive coordinator for Coach Hockman, but he's the head coach who does the play calling.
He said, yeah, when the plays are going right, that's when I'm calling the play. And I guarantee you tonight, he said, I'm calling the play.
That's right. I've called every single play.
You gonna take a snap? Can we have 10 people? Hey, if that was me, can you take a snap? I was coming up to take a snap. I thought we were running back that way. Victory, you're snapping. Victory. That was our Wildcats.
You can hear him say, I thought we were going Wildcat. I was going to come up and take the snap.
Now Hockman is back in the game.
Good call here. They're going to just take the knee and take it in the half. I think they done everything they wanted to do here in the first half. Not worried about scoring any more points.
Very good call. $60 points have been scored here in the first half between the two teams. 46 for McEachern. One more snap, and that'll bring us to halftime. A halftime that has taken a little more than an hour and a half to play because these two teams love to throw the football.
At the half, it's McEachern 46, North Paulding 14.
Back up here in the booth along with DJ Shockley, I'm Van Earl Wright. North Paulding came out on fire in this ball game, kicking it off, starting with an onside kick. They also scored their first touchdown very quickly, but it's been all McEachern since then.
It's been all McEachern, but it's been North Paulding's fault pretty much. They've given them everything they had, especially in that first quarter. 5 turnovers in the first half will doom you every time, and that's why it's such a big lead. It's hard to overcome situations like that. So you got to, North Paulding, you got to look at it like, hey, we did it to ourselves. We kind of stumped our own toe here in the first half.
We hope you stick with us through halftime. We've got some recruiting news courtesy of Zach Klein and Michael Carvel. An update on the top prospects from around the state of Georgia as this state continues to be a major hotbed for college recruiters. Right now we are at halftime here in the Powder Springs area of Cobb County, and the McEachern Indians are celebrating their homecoming with a 46-14 lead at the break. Back at Walter Cantrell Stadium here at McEachern High, where it's all Indians tonight. They are looking good to pick up their 5th consecutive victory, and they lead it right now 46-14. Welcome back to our broadcast booth here high above the playing field. DJ Shockley, Van Earl Wright, and it has been a highlight-filled first half. Of course, it's one-sided thanks to a lot of sloppy play from North Paulding, but let's take a look at some outstanding displays of athletic ability, quickness, speed, especially from McEachern. Bailey Hockman getting it going with the huge long pass to TJ Rami.
This just comes after North Paulding tried an onside kick, weren't able to get it. They come back on the next play and throw it deep to TJ Rami. Just an outstanding catch and throw, and this offense has been clicking since the beginning of the ball game. And here's another way of you're just seeing Bailey take the ball in his hands, making some plays, not forcing it. And I actually thought he got into the zone here. They actually called him down at the 1.
And then Hockman connected with Tyler Smith, and here's the speed that we were talking about, DJ.
Yeah, they gave him so much space, and in open field, it's hard to catch a guy like this who's fast, and Bailey put it right on him for a big play. Another huge touchdown for him.
And this perhaps is this is a great catch by Jeremiah Shaw that also led to a touchdown, and we also had an incredible display from TJ Rami on the far sideline.
Oh, I mean, just 2 plays that were just I called them freaky. They were just crazy plays that, I was just in wow about it. I've seen a lot of good plays, but those 2 plays by Rami and also by Owens just going up and making that catch at the highest point, it just warms your heart that he had the chance to do that.
46 points in the first half for McEachern, and a big reason was the sloppy play from North Paulding. They turned the ball over in the first half 5 times, and here's how they converted one of those turnovers into 7 points. Tyler Woodley with an 83-yard interception return for a score.
Yeah, that one wasn't really much Kyle's fault, but the next couple are his fault. He throws into coverage a couple times, and just an even better play by the middle linebacker. DeMassimo, who made a good play there. You're going to see him force another football here, but this is the intentional grounding. He tries to throw it away in the end zone. Nobody over there, so he got the intentional grounding.
That led to a safety, an automatic safety when you are whistled for intentional grounding in the end zone. And then they put the pig on the floor, and that was picked up by Fitzwatley, also converted into a score, and then later another interception. Kyle Banks, the North Paulding quarterback, came in as the leader in the state for passing yards, but he has had a rough night as we get the second half going here with a kick from Rodriguez into the end zone, and once again, Swan for North Paulding unable to return it, the automatic touchback. What do you think Scott Jones was saying to his North Paulding team in the locker room?
Well,
DJ?
First off, he has to tell them we can't turn the football over anymore. That's number 1. That's been their issue in the first half, is turn the football over, giving McEachern short fields to do whatever they want with it. They got to make sure they sustain a couple drives, get the pass, get the run going, do something a little bit different to get a spark for this team and offense.
1st and 10 from the 20. Meshach Mays, the ball carrier. Tracked down on the left side by Alan Cooper, the backup middle linebacker. He came in with 32 tackles. That's 33 for the season.
It's a good job of running to the football there. If he doesn't get to him, he has a long run ahead of him. But good job of chasing him down on the backside right there, Alan Cooper. So good job of him rushing.
Gain of 7. He's 2nd and 3.
Good pickup of 7 yards on first down, resulting in a good situation for the North Paulding offense, now facing the 2nd and 3 from their own 27. Sticking with the ground game, Mays hit hard by 95 Andrew Tarver.
We've called Andrew Tarver's name a couple times tonight. You talk about Andrew, you talk about Julian Rochester. They've done a good job. And as we look at the stats from halftime, leading up to halftime, Van, the biggest thing is we talked about already. Turnovers and points off turnovers is the key to this ball game.
Interesting that North Paulding has outgained McEachern in total yards by 3, yet they trail.
McEachern ain't had to go far to score, so hey.
That's right. Those turnovers make it a short field. Banks over the middle, incomplete, intended for Dylan Otson-Rieth, and through his hands. 32 and White's been having a rough night.
Well, you get the ball coming out of halftime. You want to get something going, and now you got a quick 3 and out. I mean, you don't even take up a minute into this third quarter, and you're already having to kick the football back to McEachern, to a guy who's known to make a few guys miss on the back end, T.J. Rahman.
Absolutely, and T.J. is joined in the return by Tyler Smith, and we've already seen those two guys put on quite a display in the first half, and they've been getting it done all season long for the Indians. Tanner Sheffield kicks it away, short kick, lands in McEachern territory, and will be down at the 46-yard line of McEachern. So once again, North Paulding, their own worst enemy. They get a 3 and out. A poor kick results in excellent field position for the Indians as they look to build on their 32-point lead.
Yeah, once again, you see they almost got the ball here in midfield. I'm sure we check the field track of the game where they usually get the football. It's always near North Paulding territory or close to it, and they're starting the second half in that same position. He dropped his mouthpiece back there, man.
Thank you.
Van Earl, excuse me.
That's 57, Greg Austin, the center.
That's shutting the game down right there. Say, listen, we're going to stop till I get my mouthpiece, baby.
That's the second time that Greg has held up play. We might have to have a talk with him. I'm not going to have a talk. We might have to have a talk. He's a lot bigger than me. 1st and 10 for Hockman and the Indians. Right down the left sideline, wide open. Could not have been easier to Tyler Smith. A touchdown for the Indians on their first play from scrimmage in the second half. Once again, poor coverage in the secondary by North Paulding, resulting in a 54-yard scoring play.
That's just a bad matchup. Tyler Smith versus Jermaine Franklin is just not the matchup you want if you're North Paulding. He's beat him a couple times tonight. Just an easy pitch and catch right there. I mean, that's easy as pass scale. That's almost thrown against the air, and Bailey does a good job of just taking the air out of it and giving it to him. Nice, easy completion for a touchdown.
7th touchdown of the game for the Indians. A one-play, 54-yard scoring drive that took a grand total of 14 seconds. And we've crossed the 50-point barrier, and McEachern is rocking, and rolling. Redskins. I already tried to turn them off, but it didn't work.
Dominguez to kick off for McEachern.
It's fine, big bump.
Swan deep to receive for the Wolfpack.
So 61 seconds into the second half, and it's
the 50 spot. That's what you're looking for.
39-point lead. Any thought about a running clock? I'm just throwing.
Got to be on Coach Scott right there, I think.
Short kick this time by Rodriguez. Fielded by Swan at the 9, and he gets it all the way out to the 35-yard line, but a flag comes flying in on the back of the play because our referee, Mike Boyd, has not received quite enough airtime yet. That's going to be a holding call on North Paulding. I tell you, when it goes bad, it really goes bad here on this level because so many times you see it when a team that is just getting killed and look at the Wolf. The Wolf is just scourged.
The Wolf is trying to find the exit.
He's all by himself. Nobody wants to be the friend of the Wolf tonight. He's looking lonely.
Look at that head. That's
Even the cheerleaders are not acknowledging his presence. It's been a rough couple of weeks for North Paulding football. They start off 1st and 10 from their own 10, and they hand it off to Meshack Mays. And he picks up a couple on 1st down. At what point do you put in the second team if you're McEachern? Now?
Now seems like a good time as any to get them some reps on the back end. You want to see, look at some guys out there now, see if they're some of the backups in some key positions on the back end. See 23 Tyler Woodley still in the ball game, and so they still got a few of the starters there.
North Paulding sticking to a ground game. Mays the ball carrier again, but well short of the 1st down marker at the 20. Stopped instead at the 16-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack is definitely struggling on 3rd down. Last series coming out of the second half, they had a 3rd and medium as well and weren't able to convert the 3rd down. Here's another chance for them to convert the 3rd down to keep them going, because their defense has been on the field a lot tonight.
And they've been scorched while they've been out there. Making it 3rd and 5 for North Paulding. Again, Mays the ball carrier. He's got enough for the 1st down. He's still fighting. Finally wrestled down by Dylan Hamilton. A backup safety, a good run of 9 yards for Mays.
Yeah, this ball probably didn't intend to go this way, but a good job of just running. Actually ran at Julian Rochester there. He got kind of caught up with the tackle on the inside, and he was able to bounce it outside. Meshack, good run.
1st and 10 for Kyle Banks. He's got a receiver. The defensive back fell down. That's complete to DJ Owens. A much-needed lift for the Wolfpack. Again, the man covering Owens fell down. DJ took off and completed a play of 32 yards.
That's a nice catch. And I think this guy's going to make a lot of plays simply because he has the same name as me. His name is DJ, so you expect him to make plays like that. That's the kind of stuff you can't expect from guys like that.
I'll expect that.
Those are routine plays for guys named DJ, I tell you.
I'll expect that on a tweet tonight or tomorrow or something. Kyle Banks chased out of the pocket. Still looking downfield, finally tucks and runs and gets it all the way down to the 33-yard line. Good scramble by Kyle Banks. Let's take a look at that play by the kid named DJ.
Yeah, just a spectacular catch. Guys with DJ make spectacular plays.
Shut up.
You got to give DJ Owens the credit there, man.
Thank you.
He did a nice job. Was able to keep 2 hands on it as he's going to the ground. Mr. DJ, nice catch, buddy.
My partner's trying to take credit for the diving catch from the 16-year-old.
I take no credit for that, but I just take credit for guys with those type of names make plays.
Oh, okay, you're clarifying.
I'm just saying.
2nd and 2 for North Paulding. Mays again, the ball carrier. Good cut. Made a man miss and picked up good yardage on that 2nd down play. Picks up the 1st down and moves the line of scrimmage all the way down to the 26-yard line. North Paulding with a much-needed drive, about to execute the 8th play of this drive.
No doubt about it. This is a huge drive for them. Just confidence-wise, they need this.
Working from the 26. Giving Mays a good workout tonight. This has got to be the most running plays North Paulding has run in a long time. Well, then again, a week ago.
Just look at on the year. Their average is 123 yards rushing the football a game. And on the other side of it, passing the football is 356. So running the football is not really their forte. They'll do it, but they would love to throw it in the air.
2nd down. Banks with the pump fake. Beautiful throw over the middle. Well executed play. Complete to number 26, Ryan Germany, a sophomore for the Wolfpack, a gain of 19.
Yeah, they faked the bubble screen out to the left side to DJ Owens, who's made a lot of plays. So obviously the attention goes to him, and a good job of resetting his feet and delivering the football and making a good catch.
1st and goal from the 5. Giving it to Mays, and he fights his way into the end zone. The far linesman is signaling touchdown.
Yeah, he's yelling touchdown.
The other refs are looking at him like he's crazy, but he signaled touchdown, and he had as good a view as anybody. This linesman on the near side doesn't want to give anybody a score. He's been holding people out all night long.
Hey, good job of Mays on that drive. He was the steady guy who's getting them down the field that play. You see, they finally give him the touchdown signal as North Paul wanted, and we all saw the touchdown, but give McEachern Mays the credit on that drive for solidifying that. Now you see North Paul looks like they're going for 2 here.
Yes, they are. Stand at 29 right now, trying to make it 22. Little fade route. Kyle Banks' throw is a little short, but Swan draws the PI.
Like they get another chance at it.
That's Malik Jordan on the coverage. Looks like he's going to be guilty of pass interference. So another try for the 2-point conversion for the Wolfpack. Now instead of the 2.5, it'll be the 1 1/4. Good pursuit from the McEachern defense. Banks trying to sling it in there. Ran out of room on the right side. The 2-point try is no good, but a much needed scoring drive for the North Paulding Wolfpack. Meshach Mays carrying the brunt of the load as they cut the McEachern lead to 33 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Friday Night Football on WSBTV.com.
Yeah.
At least 10. I know Milton was fast.
At least 10. At least 10 at the latest. How's that potato? How's that potato? Good. Let's go. Let's go. Look at Ben down there. Ben is so funny.
The red hat telling everybody when we're going to start playing again.
Ben is too funny. Ben's first question every week is,
They gonna
George.
win?
Yeah, they're going to win. Ben loves the dogs, man. You got to like it. Look at Ben.
If you're the owner of a gray Hyundai, license number DUR4417, please move your car. That's a Hyundai, gray Hyundai, license number
Two of our hard-working crew, Ben and Scott. There you go.
The thumbs up. You got to love the guys down there. They've been in the scrum all night with the team, so.
I love that. Hey, there's Big Ben.
Represent from my dogs. I'm sure you love
One
that.
of the most loyal Bulldog fans you'll ever meet. Every Friday night, his first question to DJ. We going to win tomorrow? Gotta love Ben. Kickoff fielded by TJ Raming at his own 3-yard line. And look at all the space, number 21. Oh, the little high step from TJ. Wow.
When you got speed like that, you can play around a little bit.
I guess.
And he definitely has a lot of speed.
And his first name rhymes with yours, so I guess you're going to try to take credit for that, too.
Dan, you understand where this thing goes now. I mean, you're starting to feel it. Hey, just go ahead and say it.
Oh, my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, homecoming T-shirts have been reduced to $5.
Not many Van Earls running around this field, I'm just saying. So.
I never could find my name.
You never find them like on the Coke
No.
can with, you know.
Right. When they sold the bicycle license plates, you know.
Never saw it.
No, it was very
Name
discouraging.
plates, nothing, no.
Less than 8 to go as McEachern gets it going again offensively. Pass complete to C.J. Wyndham from Bailey Hockman on first down.
They continue to attack. I mean, this is not, they're going to keep running. They continue to attack. Chandler Jones, number 72, who's coming off the line, coming off the field right now, just pancaked his guy all the way to the numbers.
Pickup of 8 on first down will be 2nd and 2.
Got an injured
And
player
we
there.
got a
Jacob
injured
Daniel.
Wolfpack.
Mr. Jacob Daniel there. A couple Wolfpack guys have gone down tonight.
Approaching the 7-minute mark. 2nd and 3. Ball carrier, all kinds of space. Sam Jackson off and running. Look at the speed. My goodness gracious. McEachern is just overflowing with speed. A 52-yard touchdown romp courtesy of Sam Jackson, the junior running back.
The speed differential now is just blatantly, you can see it now, it's ridiculous. I mean, McEachern, whenever they get into open field space, they just run away from North Paulding. And the mismatch here is just, you're starting to see it more and more. And it's 1, 2, 3 plays, and they're taking it the distance. This has been a big play highlight game for this McEachern offense.
The leg of Rodriguez has got to be getting tired. 60 points for the McEachern Indians as once again they increase their lead that now stands at 40.
Lead stands at 40. That don't even sound right.
Hey, there's the North Paulding band. You gotta love the spirit that continues to exist with those high school students. They're still gonna have some fun, even though their football team has given up 60 points or more for 2 consecutive contests. A week ago, they gave up 72. Mercy. Kickoff fielded at the 22-yard line and taken out to the 30-yard line. A return of 8 yards. That McEachern scoring drive, 2 plays, 60 yards, 42 seconds. Here he is, Sam Jackson again. On the jet sweep,
Nothing but
all
a jet
kinds
sweep.
of room, and he was off.
I mean, he got so much room in there. That was the move right there, to cut back against the grain and just off to the races then. The speed kills you. Hear it all the time.
A little more than 7 to go here in the 3rd period. Kyle Banks on 1st and 10. Throws into coverage, in and out of the hands of Swan, incomplete. So McEachern started their season with 2 very challenging games. One of them, or the opener, was in the Corky Kell Classic, and they lost to North Gwinnett here on this field, which was a very tough loss, and they also lost their superstar player in that game, Taj Griffin. As North Paulding hands it off to Mays on 2nd down.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding for him going forward. It's going to be interesting to see some guys going down right now. Oh, he's just fixing his shoe right there.
There's Taj.
He's smiling, having a good time. Obviously, I know he feels good about what's going on the school board. Like, you guys don't even need me tonight. But the young man's going to be headed to Oregon here really pretty soon. He's going to graduate early and end up going up to Oregon in January to start his college career and get with the coaches. Obviously, he had the torn ACL, but he's going to get there and get some good treatment from their doctors.
Looked like a busted play, but Kyle Banks just hit the turf. After losing the opener to North Gwinnett, then McEachern went to Buford and lost a very tough, close game to the Buford Wolves. But since then, they ripped off 4 in a row, and they're about to make it 5. And they were adjusting to life without Taj Griffin. Still gave Buford all they could handle.
What's amazing to me is to wonder what this offense would look like with him in it, as well as the other players they have already in it. I mean,
mercy.
How do you have enough footballs for all the players they have on this offensive team? And you see Hillgrove down at the bottom, who actually put up 70 points last week on North Paulding. So I think they got an offensive firepower as well.
Another punt from Tanner Slaughter, and that one is mishandled by T.J. Rahming. He fumbles. North Paulding falls on it, and finally the Wolfpack gets a break. Number 4, Hunter Scoggins, picking up that loose ball, and Rahming, if a lapse in concentration took place, you can understand why. They got a 40-point lead, but he doesn't want to do that. But that could spoil his night.
Yeah, here's his second fumble of the night. Actually, he had one on kickoff return, and just, you can see he didn't get all the way under. And at the last second, you see his eyes go up to the defender coming right at him, and just loses it in a half second. You see Coach Hockman talking to him about securing the football.
So 1st and 10 for North Paulding at the McEachern 38-yard line, and Kyle Banks is on to throw a screen to Meshack Mays, and he is met and slammed hard by Fitz Watley, who dropped back into coverage.
Fitz has had a good day. Fitz has had a really good day here, especially tackling in the open field, and you got to think the receiver has to do a better job blocking on the outside, but good open field tackle by Fitz Watley.
McEachern head coach Kyle Hockman knows a whole lot more football than I do, but I don't understand why he doesn't put in reserves in when his team is up by 40, and when you have your starter out there, T.J. Rahming, a lapse in concentration and fumbling the punt as Kyle Banks scrambles around, gets it inside the 30, and then slides to protect himself. And it looks like the McEachern defender, Nick DeMassimo, is shaken up on the play. And here's another example of why you should put your starters on the bench and let your backups get some playing time. That would be my commentary for the evening. Jay is taking it in and deciding whether to comment or not.
I'm definitely with you. You got so much you can lose, especially in a ball game like this where you got some of your starters go down. You see good, it gets up, and that's a good thing. But also get some of your younger guys in here. Let them feel what it feels like to play under the lights.
You bet.
Varsity football in a big-time game, and North Paulding's still fighting hard. They still got their number 1 unit in, so see where your backups stand, you know. Well, it looks like 54, Alan Cooper. He's still in the ball game. We called his name earlier. See number 22, Courtney Mills is still in the ball game. He's one of their starters as well.
After the 13-yard gain, a timeout called by McEachern.
Yeah, McEachern were missing a corner, so they had 10 guys on the field.
We've been talking all night long about how much talent is on this McEachern team, and if you've been watching any of this game, you've seen clearly a great display of all that talent, all kinds of speed. The college recruiters love to visit McEachern High School, DJ. Look at all these guys who are getting Division I interest.
I mean, it's amazing. And you can see about all the talent on the field tonight, why they have so many Division I players on this field and why schools are all over this McEachern Indian team and all over this campus, because they got players that are all over the field. You see Julian Rochester, the junior. You got a couple sophomores who are getting looked at by some major schools. This team is flooded with talent, just flooded with talent.
Chuma Idoga headed to USC, 6'4", 290 pounds, a right tackle. He should do very well. Chandler Jones headed to Louisville. T.J. Rahming to Duke. Boy, you got to know Coach Cutliff up there in Durham is excited to get a playmaker like that. 3rd and 1 for the Wolfpack. Meshack Mays right up the middle, all kinds of space, trying to use his blocker. Good run by Mays, inside the 5.
Meshack said, well, I'm going to use this time to get me some stats going. He's still running hard. It's a good job of run on him. Good 21-yard game for Meshack there. So he's still fighting hard. His North Paulding offense is still trying to build on some stuff here late in this ball game.
All the way down to the 6. Again, Mays, the ball carrier. Mays gets it into the end zone. No doubt about it that time. Touchdown for North Paulding.
Meshack right up the gut. That's what you call it, 6. Now they're going to go for 2 again. Now you see that, I mean, they're definitely working on things. This game is plenty of time to go in this ball game, but it's a tough uphill battle they're fighting right now.
Gives the North Paulding fans something to cheer about. Here's the 2-point try. Banks on the fade route again. Off the mark, intended for Swan. Incomplete. So a second straight 2-point conversion fails for the Wolfpack. But they do score another touchdown, their 4th of the night. They lead it, they trail, I should say, 60-26 here on WSBTV.com.
You got a whole nother quarter to go, right?
Well, your kids have quit playing, and I don't mean that in a really negative way. They've just lost focus. And now North Paulding is coming back, and your starting middle linebacker just went down, grabbing his left ankle. It's starting to piss me off. There's no justification for it, in my opinion. Still 4 minutes plus to go in the 3rd period. If you're still with us, sports fans, truly, from the bottom of our hearts,
We love you.
we thank you.
We love you.
We love you.
Now you just love Banner O'Reilly and DJ Shockley. That's what it's about right now. It's tough right now. I mean, if you're a McEachern friend, you're loving it.
Thank you,
You're
Portia.
loving it.
Kickoff fielded by Ramin at his own 4-yard line. Why he's in the game, I do not know, and he brings it out to the 20.
Yeah, it's just a tough ball game right now, especially you're up by so many. It's hard for even 16 to 18-year-old kids to stay focused in a ball game like this. And, you know, you can only hope, if you're Coach Jones, that your team continues to focus and try to work on some more things, offense and defense, something you can build on, get these guys on tape, and work on for the future.
Looks like all the starters for the McEachern offense are still in the ball game. A few substitutions on the offensive line. Pass complete from Hockman to number 91, Xavier Reddick. He's a backup, so good to get him a reception on the night. He's a sophomore, wearing number 91, but playing a lot of running back for Kyle Hockman's team. Good gain on first down. In fact, good enough for another first down. A gain of 13 on that last play. Devon Wolf, a backup center in the ball game. Number 33 for McEachern, taking the handoff and on the move. That's Quay Holmes. Good run for Quay. Also a backup and a good boost to his confidence all the way down to the 41-yard line after a pickup of 36 yards.
Yeah, nice run by him to get that ball. I mean, you see some other guys coming in the ball game now making some runs, and you want to know what your future looks like. And right now, the future looks pretty bright. Nice, solid run by him to get the football upfield.
Holmes remains in the game at running back. Play action to him. Hockman on the move. Caught by Reddick, and look at Reddick. All 6 foot, 220 pounds of him. Standing strong and trying to get some yards after that catch, and he gets shaken up on the play as he was gang tackled.
Reddick's out there. He's catching and running like he's angry. I mean, he's trying to throw guys off, and look at that. He made the concentration to hold on to the football. Now he's fighting guys off and coming across with the right arm, huh? That's a good one.
Getting it down to the 36. Here's Holmes. He put the football on the ground. I think he might have recovered his own fumble. No, he didn't come up with it. The ball is loose, but they're saying that it's still McEachern football.
At least McEachern, they're running the football. Early in the game, it was all attack, going downfield. They've taken Tyler Smith out the ball game, so I'm sure he's happy. He's had a productive night.
Pass complete that time to Wyndham on the right side. Gets it inside the 25-yard line. And another first down for the Indians.
Another completion on the outside. Big third down completion at that. Third in the medium, and had a chance to pick up positive yardage. And simple throw to the hitch route outside, and Wyndham makes a good catch and gets a couple yak after it as well.
Another first down. Snap is high from the backup center. Hockman will just have to retreat and cover. That's going to happen, but hey, if you get the backups on the field, they might make mistakes, but they'll learn and get better from it.
That's what you need, though. You need guys in there in real live game situations to get the feel of it and get it on film to see, hey, this is what happened, and you can learn from it. So it's not all a bad thing, especially when you're up by so many. There's a lot of things you can learn in a ball game like this.
Absolutely.
From your younger guys.
34-point lead, as you see, for McEachern. Big loss on the play, so it's 2nd and 25. Quay Holmes, the ball carrier. Takes it down to the 35-yard line.
Coach talked about Quay Holmes as well when we talked to him early in the week. He thought about Quay would be able to get some carries this week. So he's been productive whenever he's gotten the ball game, and you can see he's a good-looking back. He's 6 foot, and he's only a sophomore, almost 190 pounds. So he has the size to play this position, and looks like he has the ability as well.
Now 3rd and 20. Good pass rush. Hockman able to get away from Dale Craig and throw it away. Nice move from the McEachern quarterback to avoid that sack. It looked like he was definitely going down. Flag on the play.
They're going to get Hockman for intentional grounding, but I thought a receiver was in enough distance. I mean, they really had a receiver in the area, so I'm not sure why he threw that intentional grounding.
And he might be picking it up.
There you go.
Dale Craig with a big rush, but could not finish it. Hockman felt the pressure and just had to get rid of it. And trust us, there was a receiver down in the area.
It's a good job, though. I mean, he could have been sacked. He did a good job of scrambling out of it and throwing the football away wisely, not taking another sack or a big lost yardage play.
So 4th and 21 at the 35-yard line, and Kyle Hockman is going to go for it. Quay Holmes wide open. He's going to pick up a first down, getting it down to the 15-yard line. Still shy of the first down.
He needed 21. It looked like he got 20.
Yep.
Good open
Looks
field
like he
tackle.
got it down to the 15, but like you said, he needed one more yard.
Yeah, good open field tackle right here to stop him on the back end. You see number 24, Colin Davies. Good job of him tackling a pretty elusive running back there at open field. Needed 21, got 20.
So the ball will go over on downs back to North Paulding as we play the final half minute of the 3rd period here at Cantrell Stadium. Kyle Banks still in the ball game, going out to Shaw on the wide receiver screen. Swan, my mistake. Not much gain on the first down play.
Swan's been a guy they try to get the football to majority of the night on quick passes like that. 10 seconds to go in the half. They look like they can try to get one more play in before the quarter's over with.
They'll get it off. Banks looking over the middle, through the pass behind the intended receiver, Swan, incomplete. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. All McEachern all night long. Now with a 60-point total, 12 more minutes of high school football here on WSBTV.com. Yes, I was yawning. Good, thanks.
It's clock.
You're going to be lucky to make your hit.
I know, right?
Back at McEachern High School, where we've got one more quarter of play. The mission for North Paulding, keeping McEachern at a 60-point total, since they gave up 72 a week ago to Hillgrove. DJ's looking at me like, how many times you gonna say that? The poor kids. How many times you gonna rub it in their face? Banks to throw on 2nd and 8, and he is dropped for a loss.
Try to step up in the
Watley.
pocket. Try to step up in the pocket. I like it. I have no problem with him trying to step up in the pocket, but it was 3rd down and you needed more. Pass rush came up and got you. You only rushed 4 guys that time and was able to get to Kyle on that particular play, and here comes the punt.
Banks sacked by number 28, Vince Watley. And
Tanner Sheffield has certainly had a lot of work tonight. He's the punter. He's going to wake up with a sore right leg tomorrow morning.
Tanner Sheffield on the
We're
one
Paulding
for
late
Paulding.
getting the guy onto the field now. They're going to have to
Look
like they'll take a delay a game right here.
Flag of the play.
Sheffield now having to punt from his own end zone. Pretty good kick. Oh, no, that's Sam Jackson who fumbled the punt. 2nd straight time that the McEachern return man has fumbled a punt. And they're calling it North Paulding football. Sam Jackson got sloppy. Tyler Fry was there to jump on the loose football. And again, when you got 60 points, you start to lose concentration and focus, and Sam Jackson did just that, and Fry made him pay.
And here's where Coach, we talked earlier about them being up by a lot of points, but this is where Coach Hockman is going to really harp on some of the things in this ball game. Yeah, we're up a lot, but the lack of concentration, the lack of focus you just talked about. We can't turn the football over like this, even in a situation like this, and they've done it in consecutive series.
1st and 10 for North Paulding. Kyle Banks looking over the middle's got a receiver. Complete. All the way down inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 27. Complete to DJ Owens.
Nice job of DJ Owens beating his man one-on-one across his face on a simple post pattern. An even better throw by Kyle, delivering the football right in his chest for a big gain.
33-yard gain for the Wolfpack. 1st and 10 from the McEachern 27. Meshach Mays, the ball carrier. Hit hard. Good play by Cameron McGee, who came up from the secondary to stop Mays.
Good bounce to the outside, but even better coming up and making a play from the secondary. Good open field tackle.
North Paulding was ready to go, but it looks like McEachern, no.
Yep.
Yeah, McEachern and Kyle Hockman did call timeout with 9:23 left because their 30-point lead, 34-point lead is not good enough. I'm sorry. Here's a look at the region standings for these two schools. They play in Region 4 of Class 6A. And this is updated, going ahead and counting McEachern with a victory tonight. They will improve to 3-0 in the region. And North Paulding hanging in there, but 2 games back, or a game back, is going to be tough.
2 games back, but you also see Hillgrove, who's ahead of them, well, at the top there with a same equal record. And we talked about them playing Hillgrove at the end of the year. It could come down to McEachern versus Hillgrove in that last ball game of the season to determine the region. So that would be very interesting as we talked about their remaining schedule at the end of this year.
Certainly shaping up to have that kind of finish. This is week 8 of a 10-game regular season for Georgia high school football. And McEachern is looking good right now, as is Hillgrove. Right now with less than 9.5 to go, it's a 2nd down and 6 situation for Kyle Banks and the Wolfpack. Play action, Banks across the middle and complete to Swan, who has a host of Indians trying to drag him down. Swan gets it all the way down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 19 yards.
The more and more I'm seeing this Swan guy, he runs good routes, and he's aggressive after the catch. He loves to go in there and stick his head in there and try to get extra yardage. You see, he hardly ever goes down, and it takes 3 McEachern Indians to bring him down here late. And it looked like he was shaking up a little bit on the play toward the end of it, trying to fight for extra yards.
Got to be impressed with his fighting spirit continuing on in this tough game for the Wolfpack. So DJ, tomorrow a little bit tougher test for the Bulldogs in Little Rock against a very big Arkansas team. Actually, I think it'll be a much tougher test than last week in Missouri.
Yeah, Arkansas is a pretty good team. They run the football really well. Their offensive line, you just talked about, they average 324 pounds. So they got a huge offensive line. They got 2 or 3 backs that can run the football really well. So it's going to be a good test in Arkansas for the Dogs.
2nd and 6 now for the Wolfpack. Meshach Mays, the ball carrier, and once again into the end zone is Mays, his 3rd touchdown of the second half. He's been carrying the load for North Paulding as they increase their point total to 32.
Yeah, he's been the definite workhorse when everything offensively hasn't been going right throwing the football. Meshach has definitely been the guy to tote the football and run some hard-earned yards.
North Paulding for a 3rd consecutive time, trying for 2. Banks complete and in. That's DJ Owens, and that increases the Wolfpack's lead to 36.
Look for a high-class play there with the tunnel screen.
60-34. Less than 9 to go in the 4th period. North Paulding gaining some confidence in the second half.
Just gonna quick.
North Paulding gaining a little confidence here in the second half. 3 scores for them. Last 2 scoring drives have been just 4 plays apiece. The first scoring drive of the second half for North Paulding was 9 plays. Their kickoff fielded inside their own 10 and carried out to the 24-yard line.
And here's where Coach Hockman is really going to stretch his guys. If our second or third string guys come in, we don't want to see the drop-off. We don't see the thing that's happening now in the ball game that usually hasn't happened with the first team. He wants to be able to depend on his second unit of guys to come in and still be able to move the offense or control the defense as well.
Tyler Smith, backup quarterback, getting some reps at that position. Quay Holmes in the backfield with Smith. Keeping it on the ground. Holmes, the ball carrier. Lots of space on the left side. Still on his feet. Across the 40. A flag comes in, and Holmes gets it out to the 41-yard line.
Quay's been running hard. He's a guy who you like to see when he gets in open space. He runs downhill, but you got a flag on the outside. Hopefully it wasn't for a block in the back. You got holding on offense. So it's going to bring it back, but I like what I'm seeing out of Quay here in this second half.
He's definitely adding to his yardage total for the season, getting some opportunities. Unfortunately, that last run will be nullified because of this holding penalty against the Indians. They'll redo first down.
Now you got T.J. Roming in the backfield in the Wildcat.
T.J. running the show. Handoff to number 20, Dorian McNeil, a junior running back for the Indians.
All these running backs look kind of the same.
They really do.
Good, smooth, elusive, little fluid runners, especially once they get into the second level. But you got T.J. running the show now. You got Tyler running the show. This is unique for this McEachern offense to have a couple guys back there who can run the show, but I don't expect to see any passing going on.
Picking up the first down, clock continues to run, approaching the 7-minute mark. There's McNeil again, finding his way through the traffic, picking up good yards, finding some space and getting it inside the 35 down to the 33 of North Paulding. Good run by Dorian McNeil. A gain of 20 yards.
Does a good job of running behind his pass. Good job of, he's just patient runner. Doesn't try to overrun everything, and does a good job once he gets in open space. And you see him switch the ball to his left hand once he gets towards the sideline. Just fundamentally run the football as well as you like a running back.
That was a very nice run. First and 10 from the 34. Roming again, still at quarterback in the Wildcat formation. Handing it off.
I'm sure they're telling Roming, hey, I don't care what they give you, you better not pull it. Just give it to Dorian and let him tote it. We've seen enough of you tonight. We just want to see you give it off.
And now into the ball game, Corey Batts, a junior third-string quarterback from the shotgun. He'll hand it off to McNeil left side, and this time McNeil dropped in the backfield for a loss. Tanner Sheffield, the punter, getting some time on the defensive side, and he comes up with a tackle for a loss.
Well, Paulding's defense still continue to stay with the game plan. Attack, trying to stay after him. Don't give them much. No, they picked up a couple big runs on this drive, but good job of stalemate right there, not giving them much.
Going to be third down and 9. Approaching the 5-minute mark, mercifully. Quay Holmes, the ball carrier. He'll get it inside the 30-yard line, down to the 30. McEachern came in as the 9th ranked team, according to the AJC rankings in Class 6A. The power has been in South Georgia for most of this season, but now Grayson and Decula, along with Milton, moving up in those rankings of the top 10 teams in the highest classification for Georgia. Bats with a completion to Kahim Ellerby, another positive play for the Indians. But back to those rankings, DJ, we're setting you up because we want to hear from you, from the teams that we've seen, who your top 5 clubs are, and that's just a tease. Oh, here they are. Shock's top 5.
We've seen some good competition this year, but you know, Buford. We'll come back to it in a second after this play.
Holmes, the ball carrier, he wants to get into the end zone, and he gets it inside the 10-yard line. But talk to us, Shock, with your top 5.
You know, after watching McEachern tonight, you know, I had a tough slate going against McEachern and Grayson, but you know, all those teams defensively play really well. Don't give up a lot of points. Sandy Creek, obviously, offensively have done some good things. Milton is just rolling along, but Buford has to be at the top. And also, you know, we've seen Grayson and Alatoona with that run game they've had. McEachern's been impressive tonight, Van Earl. So those are my top 5. I know your top 5 are coming here very shortly.
2nd and 1, and a big loss on that 2nd down play. Good penetration by middle linebacker Dale Craig to come up with the tackle for a loss as he drops McNeil. Again, we're only counting the teams that we've seen, and really the only difference is the order and also North Gwinnett, because they know how to win. Yes, they have 2 losses on the year.
Banner, I think you just like North Gwinnett because they do a lot of hook and ladders, a lot of trick plays. I know you like the trick plays from North Gwinnett.
You called me out. You nailed me totally. It's a big reason why. But also impressed with Alatoona as well. Holmes, again, the ball carrier, looking for the end zone, gets it down to the 7-yard line.
Way Holmes on the carry down to the 7-yard line.
Less than 3 to go here at McEachern High School.
Number 11, Dale Craig.
Trying to figure out the timing of it. If McEachern could take 3 or 4 knees right here to get out of here, but I think you got to be all the way down to the 2-minute mark before you can start taking knees. And looks like they're going to run one more play. And if North Paulding can keep him out of the end zone and keep him right here, that'd be awesome.
McNeil, the ball carrier, breaks a tackle, fights for the end zone, and is stopped shy of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Indians. McNeil, the ball carrier. He wants to stay in and get a score. Quay Holmes is on the bench, bugging the coach. Let me in. I want the touchdown.
I'm sure he is after he's toted the football on this drive. He's ran pretty well. He's asking for it, but Coach Hockey's done a good job of running this clock all the way down. But on the 1-yard line, it's hard to keep a guy who hasn't been in the end zone a lot out of the end zone.
And now a timeout by Kyle Hockman of McEachern. Of course, McEachern has had a program that is more than 50 years. And here in the last 6+ years under Kyle Hockman, they have found a lot of success in their history. A total of 15 region titles and 3 region titles in the last 5 years. They have not ever won a state championship. They played for a state championship one year. That was in 1998. But they have a lot of history, and they have an incredible facility.
Oh, man, do they.
As for North Paulding, they've only been playing since 2008. So they're still a program that is under construction. They've had some success. Their best record and best season was a year ago when they were the region champs. But that was in Class 5A, and they move up to Class 6A this year, and it's been more of a challenge. So a knee will be taken by McEachern with a minute 15 remaining here on the clock. North Paulding has lost 2 straight, while McEachern is headed for a 5th straight. And next week here on WSBTV.com, I'm going to go out on a limb and promise those of you still watching that we're going to have a much more highly competitive game next week.
I doubt we see 60, but, you know, they had 5 turnovers tonight. We mentioned that earlier. It's hard to overcome that with any team, and North Paulding, I'm sure, didn't expect that coming into the ball game themselves.
Norcross at Peachtree Ridge for us next week, and the clock continues to run. About a 10-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. Final play of the game. No, that was 4th down, so the clock is still running. So they're going to go ahead and call this one. Again, the final 60-34. Heck of a homecoming celebration for the Indians. They win it. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Talk about game or looking ahead? Just look ahead. McEachern Indians are red hot. They've now won 5 in a row, and this 5th one, a mighty convincing display as they utilize their speed and quickness and overall talent to take care of business against the Wolfpack of North Paulding. Along with DJ Shockley, I'm Van Earl Wright. This game has been documented. What about looking ahead?
I'm looking forward to seeing Peachtree Ridge and Norcross. Yeah, we've seen Norcross in the past. We've seen how talented they can. They got a lot of players. We talked about how they had a lot of Division I players. Norcross and Peachtree Ridge will be consumed with a lot of players as well. So it should be a high-flying affair. I'm looking forward to it, and hope everybody comes back and watch it next week. It's going to be fun.
And you feeling good about the Bulldogs tomorrow?
I am. It's going to be a tough battle, but I think the Dogs get the end to come out with it.
They had a heck of a display a week ago. We thank you so much for watching here on WSBTV.com. Again, for DJ Shockley and producer-director Stephen Lawler and our entire hard-working crew, I'm Van Earl Wright, wishing you a wonderful weekend. The final score again from Cantrell Stadium. McEachern 60, North Paulding 34. We'll see you next Friday night for more outstanding Georgia high school football here on WSBTV.com.